Hello. I forgot. I've just remembered I need to post. I need to make posts on Reddit and Twitter. And not Twitter. It's Blue Sky. That's it. Oh my gosh. Has anyone seen what's happened to Reddit on the computer? It looks so crazy now. It's like, what the heck is this? It looks weird. Feels weird. Oh gosh, how is everybody though? My video, it's been doing well. Got like way more views. What we're doing, we got a foul blade today, so I'm just like, it's a morning stream. It might be 11 AM, so you'd think I'd be like well awake by now, but you know, actually I like first woke up at 7:30. Then I went back to sleep, woke up at like 8:20. So I keep jumping because I lean back too far. Woke up again at like 8:20. And what did I do? Oh yeah, I was like, I've been writing a lot about the Seekers of Solace homebrew chapter. It's pretty cool. Responded to a few comments and stuff. And then I was watching the latest video from, oh, what's it called? Words, I can't say it. Koenigsegg. I keep wanting to call it Koenigsegg, but that's like a car or something. That was on Top Gear. Or car company. I don't know. But it's like that YouTube channel that does really easy to digest information just about things like what is a black hole, and it actually goes surprisingly in depth. They don't just like do your basic. If I don't go into like all of the stuff of equations and so on, if I do go into a surprisingly deep amount. Thumbnail 149. Handcam thumbnail 149. Yeah, here we go. Rename. Handcam thumbnail 149. Yeah, oh my gosh, how many handcams have we done? 149 according to this. There we go. And then, what do I do now? I type, I have the giant plastic tab. The box is absolutely massive. Oh yeah, I was also looking at Games Workshop, Warhammer, has now changed how they do all of the downloadable extra content, and I kind of like it. They've now put all of the FAQ, but we'll go and look at it later. I have a giant plastic tank, and I love it. Don't you just love giant plastic is terrible. No, actually, plastic is great. The type of plastic that you have for that Warhammer's made out of, it's polystyrene. It doesn't look or feel like polystyrene unless you start messing with it, like heating it up. Or just like keep bending a piece of plastic and twisting it until it becomes, like if you feel it, each time you're moving it, you're effectively causing it to heat up as the bonds are breaking and reforming again. And it becomes super flexible and stuff, and then you can start seeing and feeling for polystyrene type plastic it's got going on. That's because it's not aerated polystyrene. It's solid. It's and super easy, but also super difficult to recycle material. As in, to recycle it, all you need to do is melt it, and that's it. It's one of those things of if there's a bunch of stuff in for polystyrene, in for plastic, when you melt it, it's not that hard to filter it off effectively, because a lot of it will just float to the top or the bottom or whatever. But the main issue is when it comes to recycling plastic, it requires an extreme amount of heat and temperature, lots of energy. And that's why it's not widely recycled, because it's just the amount of energy it costs is more than just making polystyrene from scratch. It's more expensive to recycle it than it is. That's why we have so much polystyrene, for why we have so much of this type of plastic. It's cheap. That being said, the more we use, the more expensive it becomes to make the plastic. And at one point, it's going to be cheaper to recycle it, but we're very far away from that point. Hi, Anthony. How you doing? That's not for Macaria's imponent must be built. No, this is a fell blade. This is like a Beyblade. But imagine a Beyblade, but it was made and used by Space Marines. Well, mostly used by... I imagine some Space Marines might make them. Oh. Okay, what we're doing. I need gloves on. Hi,
Hello,
Clockwork.
lady. Hello, chat. I bring 2 liters of cola to share among all.
Oh, nice. Thanks for the cola. Thanks for the cola. Yeah. I've got 330 millilitres of cola for me. Only me. Don't steal it. Actually, no, I've already drunk like a third of it, so... I've also got an orange flavoured glucose tab, but I don't like it. The orange flavour's fine, but it's like... Do you know that medicinal orange? Like, I imagine lots of you might have never had to do this, but some of you might have had a thing where you have to drink like these medicinal things for like emptying your bowels or whatever, so they can do surgery, or for like so they can do x-rays on you or something. Well, not x-rays, it's like if you need to, there's like this thing that they can do as well to radiate your body effectively, so they can do certain scans. I've had like all of these things because I'm seriously ill. And Yeah, a lot of the time they'll give you an orange flavoured one and it tastes absolutely awful. Of these glucose tablets are orange flavoured I've got, and it's got the exact same flavour. And the flavour itself isn't the worst thing. It's just the fact that it's, when it's those medicinal stuff, it's barely hiding the actual terrible flavour of a medicine. Because your body does not like it because it's literally poison that they're giving you. I love good gross tasting medicines as a child. I found them very tasty. I really liked things like Calpod, you know, cold medicine and stuff. So what he's saying is marine sulfur, solar, auxilia, super heavies. And like the spoiled children, they all went, Dad, I want one. Actually, I don't know. Is the Baneblade in the... Oh no, they do have Baneblades and stuff in Horus Heresy, don't they? Now, I think the Fellblade is just as old, if not older than the Baneblade. Oh, is it? I don't actually know much about the lore. I should have Googled it before the stream. But let's go into the Handcam. There we go. It's a very big box. Do you know that Indomitus box and like the Leviathan box and stuff, those really big box set boxes? In terms of how wide and long it is, it's just as wide and long as them. The only difference is like its thickness is about half as thick. And there's one miniature inside here. Oh, look at it. Yeah, I don't really know the lore about them too much. I just know that the Fellblade is basically a Space Marine version of a Beyblade. I'm not the biggest fan of the vehicle. I've never been a fan of open tracks on vehicles, to be honest. And they're not the worst thing in the world, because the worst design of the tracks on a vehicle are ones that are completely enclosed, and there's no way to easily get the closing of it, of the encasing of it. That's a tank. Blam! Yeah. If you don't know why, there's 3 reasons why you want open tracks like this. And honestly, why this bit's kind of bad. 1, when you're getting dirt and stuff on your track, it's going to collect in this bit here. And then it's going to cause your tank to stall, break, and the track's going to come off. 2, if your track does come off, you need to fix the track back onto the tank. Which is another reason why super heavies would be very annoying to actually have IRL. That's very difficult when you've got this enclosed section on it. So what you really want is an enclosed section that is armoured so it'll protect the track and help keep it aligned so it won't fall off. But has like a freedom of movement to it. So we can do 3 things with it. Easily remove the encasing on it. 2, it won't collect dirt on it. So generally what you want is like something at the very back here that's going to act like something to push away the dirt and stop it collecting. So yeah, 1 is so you can easily remove the casing to get the track back on and easily put it back on. 2, a way to stop the dirt getting all caught up inside of it. And 3, if it is being encased, the encasing needs to be armoured. Otherwise, what's the point of it? It has, like, some of these vehicles, they do, like IRL, they do have, like, this encasing on it, and it's not armoured at all, and not a handgun bullet could go through it. It's stupid. It's like, why do we even have that there? In fact, in some regards, all it's going to do is to help make sure the track is going to be damaged. Yeah. It's a Marine vehicle for Marines are younger than the Baneblade STC, because Baneblades were Dark Age scout tanks, and the Fellblade is younger than the Baneblade. A lot of Marine vehicles, like the Predator tank, comes from the STC of the Dark Ages. Like the Predator tank was apparently like a frontier outpost defense tank against orcs or something like that. This is the worst design ever. The hull is designed as a Churchill, so the tracks go around part of the hull, and then an armor panel is bolted to it. The worst of the worlds. Yeah. Lots of tank crews IRL have at least one mechanic do various repairs when the tank gets damaged. Sometimes armored treads are better to protect from anti-tank. Yeah, some vehicles will put armored treads on their tanks. This isn't always advised though, because these types of armor, you know, additional armor plating crews like to utilize. They don't realize that it can actually put the tank at greater risk, depending on what they're going to go up against. Like, sure, putting some armor plating from an RPG, yeah, that's going to help. Putting it on from like a javelin or something like that is not going to help, and in fact it can work against you, and it can especially make sure that like you could have crew survivability in your tank design. When you put a bunch of armor stuff on the outside of it, all you're doing is making your tank heavier, making your tank use up more fuel, and then potentially just adding extra bits of shrapnel and stuff. But it really depends. It's like you get weapons that are designed to explode outside the tank, and it's basically just a blasting force will go up against it, and those extra armor platings aren't always helpful. WW1 tanks were designed to go over trenches, hence the curved treads. Yeah. Tiger tanks are great examples of big, heavy, but are weak to fast littler ones. Yep. And so are the early French ones. Oh, what were they called? Oh, they're really cool tanks. In many regards, are like one of the most advanced tanks in the world at the beginning of WW2. But then, but they're slow and heavy.
This tank fails the oh heck. The tank is on fire test. Vertical hatch for the bow gunner. Side doors for the hull crew. One command hatch.
Yeah, I mean, you got side doors here. I think there's a door at the back as well. The main issue, we don't really know where the ammo's stored. It looks like the ammo might be stored in this thing at the back, which for crew survivability is good. Clickbaited once again. Have I been promised a blade? This is clearly a tank. No, it's a blade. It's... I don't know. There's no front hatch, as you can imagine, but there's two side hatches, one back hatch, and it looks like there's a hatch there and a hatch here. So I think it's not too bad. Hey, get that burger off my head. I just washed my hair. Hi, Banry. Right, but the entire thing is a blade if you just sharpen it enough. By the way, there's like... That's like the Iron Warriors colour scheme. This is the Salamander colour scheme. That's the Imperial Fist colour. I do like how the two other colour schemes they decided to show for the tank is like the two groups that really hate the Iron Warriors the most. Salamanders hate the Iron Warriors due to Istafon 5. And Imperial Fists hate Iron Warriors because they're basically like... You know when two very similar autistic people meet and they absolutely hate one another and point one another's flaws out, completely ignoring the fact that they share the exact same flaws? Yeah, that's Imperial Fist versus Iron Warriors. Oh, I'm allowed to say that since I'm autistic. And I do that. But there is one thing I wanted to show off today. Hi, Mal, hi, Bunny, hi, Talan. Big love hearts to everybody. Thanks for the head pats. Yeah, love it. Nom, 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 nom. But what I want to do here is There's a cool new thing on their website. Oh, look at this. 40k faction rules have changed. What have they done now? To summarize this article, I read it before the stream. All of the 40k rules have now been put in, except combat patrols, pretty much, and the points lists are now in faction packs, and this includes legend rules, erectors, FAQs, and additional rules like extra characters, units, and so on. And I really like that, especially for legend rules being put into it, because a lot of people treated legends as, you know, completely separate from 40k.
I predicted this. Remember me predicting this? I did that. Rub my belly.
Just imagine a tank barrel having a musket on it. Munition tracks are back of the turret. Not good. Very easy target. Loss of munitions depending on what's stored. Potential explosion. Oh yeah, going back to this. If this is where the munitions are stored, I don't know if it is. It's hard to tell on these things. But if it is, it's not the worst design. And yes, it is easy to target. Yes, it is a big explosion. But the thing is it's outside your tank. And that's good. Like for crew survive, like if your crew's going to be leaving the tank through these hatches and up there, you want your ammo at the back of the tank. You want your ammo at the back of the tank, preferably with a lot of armored hull between you and the ammunition. Mostly because if you get ammo racked and all of your ammo goes boom, you want your crew to survive. Crew, especially a Space Marine crew, is much more valuable than any amount of ammo. Especially in the Horus Heresy, where they didn't actually... Especially in the Horus Heresy, where the ammo wasn't exactly in limited supply. But they at least believed that they could make more of it if they needed to. Ammo rack external isn't a bad plan. This is why many modern tanks have blowout panels. Yeah, that's the issue, is... A lot of tanks do decide to put the ammo with the crew. Or like above the crew or something like that. And it's terrible. You're going to lose your crew. And even in the modern day, even in the worst army in the world, your crew of a tank, an experienced crew, is more valuable, even injured, than your tank. You can always make new tanks. Training up new crew is a lot harder than making a new tank. And repairing a tank. Especially actually the external thing here. If this blows up here, your tank is actually going to be mostly salvageable. If you put the ammo like in the middle of the tank and the ammo explodes, you are not salvaging this tank. That tank is destined for the scrap heap. You're going to potentially be able to get some of the armor back, but it's going to be expensive. Recycling the tank. You want two things from it. You want to basically be able to recycle and repair the tank once the ammo racks. And two, you want the crew to survive. But for everybody, you want the crew to survive. After that, you want the tank to survive. No, Kundra, let me tell you, if you fill the tank with water and give the crew scuba gear, it will be amazing. Water slows down shrapnel a lot. They have, well, not water tanks. They have, you know, thought about ideas like that, but it always comes down to weight. It's the biggest problem. Because water weighs a lot. Sand weighs a lot. One of the big things is like the idea of filling panels with sand and stuff. One of the other things they did find is that once you start doing that, you get ventilation and airflow issues, like with like filling panels with sand, I mean, or something like custard, and by custard I mean a non-Newtonian liquid. And the other thing is it can actually like lead to more fires and stuff. But for outweighs the cons, mostly because heavier tank is, but it's not. You want actually a surprisingly lightweight tank a lot of the time, because you don't want your tank getting stuck in the mud. you want your tank to have a nice surface area of when it like touches the ground, but you don't want it to be super heavy, so you kind of want it to have a kind of light density if you want it to go off-road. Because otherwise it has a issue of effectively digging itself into the mud and just digging itself further and further in. Which is why a lot of off-road vehicles are surprisingly lightweight for like how big they are. And you do want some weight, and you definitely want your weight like at the bottom, so purposely make a vehicle heavier to keep the weight down. Especially since off-road vehicles, you want it to be high, you want a high clearance, but you want your weight to also be relatively low so that it doesn't topple over. So as a result, you then purposely need to make your vehicle kind of heavier, or at least at the bottom. There's a lot that goes into vehicle design and why some vehicles absolutely fail at what they're meant to do, because no one thought about that sort of design.
Shout out to the tank crews in World War II who put concrete, bolt-on armor, and sandbags on their tanks in various quantities. Suspension groans.
Okay, sandbags are not actually bad things to put on your tank. One, because sandbags are kind of light. Now, WW2, a lot of these additions weren't going to be bad. Concrete would be terrible. It's not the best thing ever. And it does have this thing of it's very brittle, so it can absorb a lot of... So when it cracks, it can absorb like a lot of a blast or something without it going through to your tank. But that's still not great. The main thing you want is actually sandbags are really good because they're really good at like capturing shrapnel and explosions and all sorts and dissipating it. They still do have some panels and so on some vehicles that are basically just filled with sand as a result. Or maybe not sand, but something similar. One of the big things is explosive reactive armor. And what that is basically... take a box, have it armoured on one side, have the other side be very thinly armoured, and fill it with explosives. This is a very simple way of describing it. And basically, when an explosive tries hitting it or whatever, it explodes and dissipates the explosion, you know, back the other way, countering it. Now, you see sometimes, and you see this a lot in a certain part of Eastern Europe, where they pin it onto what's it called? AFVs, APCs, and IFVs, infantry fighting vehicle, armored fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers. Now, despite the name armor in their names and stuff, and how armored they look, and they do look like tanks, they are not that well armoured. And when you put explosive reactive armour on them, their armour... Like, you got some, like, the Bradleys are quite well armoured, and similar vehicles to them. MRAPs are quite well armoured, but then you got things like... Oh, what's it called? It's not the Stalker. It begins with an S, though. Striker. That's very thin armour. And, like, the CV109 or something like... Is it that one? There's a bunch of vehicles that like descend from the same vehicle design that the Striker descends from, which is a Swiss vehicle. They have very thin armour. Oh yeah, and like the BPs, whatever, for Soviet armour. In all of these cases, very thin armour, when it explodes, the explosive reactive armour will actually tear out your own armour and just destroy your tank. And because explosive reactive armour can be triggered by lighter weapon fire as well, it actually risks your vehicle being whipped up even more. There's like no reason for explosive reactive armour on a very thin armoured vehicle. Conjuror explains weight on tanks and water is actually lighter than air. Water is not lighter than air. It would float into the stratosphere if that was the case. And hi, Native Engine. Don't eat cupcakes. Offense, not food. Battlefield 1 has a cool tank campaign story. Ooh. Fury's a good WW2 tank crew movie. I've heard about that one. If you want a good tank design, long range, front heavy plating, curved plating of the front, AP shells, HE shells. Yeah. I mean, the AP and HE shells, a lot of that is more WW2 stuff. Nowadays, you've got things like the hash cell, and the heat ones and stuff. And they're not really shells. They are like you get the sabot rounds and stuff. British tanks can't use them. Or sabo rounds. I can't forget the pronounce. But British tanks at the moment can't use them because we still use rifled barrels, which allows our shots to be more accurate without having to make specialized ammo for it. And in some ways, it does have advantages, but we can't use certain rounds of them. It has to be a smooth bore, which most tanks are nowadays. Another pro of filling a tank is water if the enemy cannot steal it. Almost, because they don't have a scuba dive. What happens if they steal your scuba diving gear at the same time? I don't know why they put Yoda on a striker. That's a tank destroyer. It's meant to be light and fast. Yeah. It's a striker tank destroyer. I think there's multiple varieties of striker. Because there's the ones with the auto cannons and stuff. That's like an infantry fighting one. You get the command tank versions. Maybe they all have different names, but they're all based on the same body. And it actually originally comes from a Swiss company. And there's a lot of other vehicles that have the same basic ideas. Hope Cage is sure, but either. Cash high explosive squash head, yeah. Curved armor is also not as big a thing nowadays. And slanted plate. Mostly because of the type of weapon we're coming across. It's not about... Having really tough armor and armor thickness is not the difficult point at the moment. So... Slanting your armor and curving it can be useful, but it's not the most useful thing. The types of weapons we're coming across that are the dangers are things like the javelin, the... I keep forgetting the name of the other ones. But basically smart missiles and stuff. And he's still got RPGs, but spaced armor is really good for stopping RPGs. Don't forget that the tank fam, it doesn't become fireproof. In fact, electric fires can burn underwater and will burn more. Hi, Marine. We are moving away from the rifled barrel now. Yeah. 1400mm smooth bore for the newest tanks. Yep. And they're using, I think, the exact same turret and gun that the... Oh, what's it called? Begins with our Leopard tanks are using, I believe they're called. Leopard 2 or Leopard 3. That's what we're doing with our latest tanks. Or did they change that now? Because there's a lot of complaining that we're moving away from British manufacturing for our vehicles. So, I mean, we're working with Spain to make it, so you never know. Isn't it for Ajax or something as well? Another tank that's in the building process. Oh yeah. Anyway. I got distracted. As someone who was like more of an RAF person, I know a lot about tanks because, I had to know about them at one point. And just general fighting, military stuff. But yeah, you got faction packs now. Like faction pack, Admech. Look! So it's got your little thing here. You got your new detachment from like your Grotmus or whatever. Oh wait, is that the Grotmus one? Then you got the Servitor Battleclade here. the updates of Retro FAQs and stuff. Then you've got the Warhammer Legends, servitors, hoplites, posters, termites. Now we do need. I wish they just gave us a Horus Heresy Legends stuff already for Admet, please. But yeah, for faction packs, they're here now. Failed Blade, Elimination Force. Oh my gosh, he's got stats! When did that happen? I was trying to find his stats the other day and just couldn't find them. Is that new? Oh, he's actually got proper stats. Stentor I-52. I think a NATO tank fleet is moving to this unified barrel colour. But yeah, a lot of the NATO stuff are trying to unify everything so that we can share ammunition and equipment, and the recent, you know, conflict in Europe. Well, they were trying to do that. Certain other instances have put wrenches into the issues. Oh, what's his stats anyway? I never actually expected them to give him stats. He's got an Inferno pistol. Hydraulic Fox Ram. I'm guessing that's that thing's arm. Power Sword. Oh, would be nice a mastercrafted Power Sword. Battle School. Once per battle, at the start of page, you can select one. He might have already had stats, I just couldn't find them. Must take a battle shock test. If that test is failed until the end of your turn, that unit cannot have a benefit of cover. That's cool. While this unit is leading a unit, it can embark within any transport. Yep. While this unit is leading a unit, each time a psychic attack targets that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll and subtract 1 from the wound roll. Each time your opponent targets a unit from their army with a stratagem, if that unit is within 12 inches, increase the cost by 1 CP. That's cool. It's not amazing. I think it's the only Inquisitor character who's not psychic though, named Inquisitor. Battle Shock. The worst conditional in the game currently. Yeah, it's hard to Battle Shock things, and when you do, it barely does anything. I have warmed up to it a bit again recently. But only a little bit. I have no idea who this is. Esper. I know Esper in the name though. I think they've used it in a few characters. Oh my gosh, who are all these people? I know about that one. Damned Legion. The Legions of the Damned! Yeah! Inquisitor and Terminator armor. Oh, does that mean we have a proper Death Watch one here as well? Faction Pack Death Watch is not in. There it is. So here's your army rule. Here's your detachment rule. Here's your stratagems, enhancements, and then your characters. Yeah, if you want to play Death Watch, you don't want to play them as Imperial agents, this is the way you play them. Pretty fun. But it's nice to have all the FAQs and stuff together. Oh. Ooh, the field manual. Oh, does that have a Legends cost attached to it now or something? Wait, if we go
wow,
down to...
look at this powerful buff my unit has. How do I access it? I only get it against battle-shocked units. So I will never get it off. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you basically don't Forge World points values... Okay, that's interesting. Attachment enhancements, Black Templars. So I'm wondering if like, oh wait. Drukhari got changed a lot. Okay, that must be like what's changed. Incubi, Real Space Raiders, Spectacle of Spite, Scourge with heavy weapons. Racks are cheaper. Oh, Ford Raven Bomber's even 30 points more expensive. Reavers. A lot of stuff's cheaper, not though at least. Incubi. I mean, that's fair, I guess. At least some of the good stuff's being lowered. Oh wait, is this now? Legends Field Manual. Yeah, here we go. So this is the points of the Legends are now in for free. I'm hoping this means more people recognize that you can use Legends in a game. You don't need your opponent to go and say, hey, do you mind if I use Legend units? The only times that you can't use Legend units is in tournaments that specifically say you cannot use Legend units. And sometimes a tournament might forget to say that. So it's best asking a tournament if you're allowed to use them. Frosty Naveborn wall climbs will not be dissuaded. G-dubs, we cannot be stopped. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's here. Pro tip, if you're stronger for the tournament security, you're allowed to use them anyway.
Pro tip, if you are stronger than the tournament security, you are allowed to use them anyway.
No, you're not. That's not true. Quad las cannons. Oh my goodness. That's just the generic sprue you get with every single Horus Heresy vehicle. That includes a multi-mounter. Yeah, Pinto mounted multi-mounters. Pinto mounted heavy bolter. Perfect. Why don't we get these things on like every vehicle in 40k? More quad barrel. Oh, quad barrel auto cannons and heavy bolters. Ooh. The heavy bolter ones look really cool. I like them. Oh, this is another one of the heavy bolters where it looks like the ammo pack for this thing dissects the gun here. It is. I just like to imagine that the ammo goes around the gun.
You heard of Pocket Hellbrute, but get ready for Pocket Legends units.
Yeah. For Legend units, generally the reason Legends are fine taking is that most, I do say most, Legend units are kind of terrible for the points value because they're never going to get updated to make them better. Some of them are okay, like the Contemptor and the Fire and Dreadnoughts are pretty decent. This thing is Legend unit. Gosh. And this is the... You get lots of Iron Hand, Salamanders, and Imperial Fist. And of course you get the stupid Horus guys in here. Oh wait, you even get some Raven Guard ones down there. If I go like this, you might be able to see it better. There you go. Yeah. Indomitable for Unmaker, for Unceasing, Oath of Steel, Wrath of Terror, Triumphant. Oh. There's a lot of sprue here, though. Look at all this sprue. That is a big turret. Oh my goodness. It's been forever since they even made a Baneblade. So, this might be another one where we need to use the instructions. But yeah. Legend units are fun to use. And you should... In any sort of game that's not a tournament, you can expect that you should be allowed to use legends. Just in S. Much easier than a Baneblade, though. Yeah, because the Baneblades are quite an old model now. Not the oldest of models, but it's definitely from that era of Games Workshop where vehicles were just annoying to build. And you often had issues with just like your plating didn't match up to one another. As a hi, Justin S. Captain Cetrax. Yes, the oldest model is a White King. No, the White King is relatively new compared to a lot of old models.
You will never not beat the names of British carriers if you want to name something. Indomitable, furious, audacious. We were truly cooking.
You know, sometimes Britain cooks. As long as it's a guy in a shed doing the cooking, Britain can cook. As soon as we try doing it in a professional manner, we absolutely suck at stuff. Can we make the best gun in the world? Yes, but only if it's some random dude in a shed. By the way, I wasn't looking at the instructions at all when I decided to cut out this random panel. Can we make an absolutely terrible gun as soon as we give it a decent funding? That's more than just half a packet of crisps. I've been sat in some guy's bin for like half a week. We're truly the orcs of the real world. Because isn't that what happens with orcs? Some random mech just designs something and just makes the best gun ever. But as soon as like a war boss gives them a budget and tells them to make something good, it's terrible. No one likes it. Conjuror still builds a tanks a good old-fashioned way by instinct, yes. And a Fellblade would be a better model than an Asterius to bring to a game. The plastic Fellblade is definitely a better model to bring to a game because, one, it's not just a giant brick of resin with lots of fiddly bits that are going to snap the moment you give them a hard stare. But I think that Asterius is a really cool model as well. I wanted to look at its size compared to a Beyblade, but I did a quick Google but couldn't find it. So then just forgot later when I did have the time. Okay. Yeah, this is a good piece. I meant to take this piece off. And then this piece goes like that on. Oh, it does. Yes. My instincts were correct. I just guessed the piece that we're meant to just cut off first. I think I like the Asterius. I kind of want to get one. I'm thinking about like having a project where we build a Forge World model, like a big one. I'm at the moment, if I could ever get the budget for it, I definitely want to Reaver Titan. No idea where I'm going to put it though. But then you've got the Asterius is one of her tanks that I'm just been thinking about. The other is one of the Titans of the Tyranids. The dichotomy of British weapon designs, L96 AWP if you prefer, and for L86. One was designed by committee, one by two guys in a shed, one is world renowned, one is garbage. Yeah. That's the issue. A lot of the time when you get committees and stuff to design or ask for a weapon, it's like the recent American weapon. In many regards, it's a good idea. But for what thing that is like a lot of us called it is it's an American killer. I say like it's a heavy weapon, really big, really bulky, really heavy rifle. That's designed to cut through armor that the enemy likely won't have. Like even if you're looking at like the major nations that NATO and America are going to go against, they generally don't have that good of armor. The current standard battle rifle will be more than handy to go against them. All you need to do is really change the ammunition you're using. Actually was garbage. I hear the A2 version is actually very good. The first version was a mess, fell apart if you pulled out the firing pin. Yeah. But I do think some of the weapons, it really depends what you're looking for. Like you got the what's it called? The anti-personnel weapon, the AP something or other. Got a name like the Honey Badger, something like that. It's one of those ones. It's a bullpup style weapon where you load it from the top. And people really love it, especially like for futuristic sci-fi stuff. And it's a really, really cool weapon. But that one, it fires basically pistol ammunition. It's like very much a security force weapon rather than a thing that you'd want to be going against a decent military with. Bullpup weapons in general are also pretty cool because they're very good in like urban warfare situations because it allows you to have a much shorter gun when you're reloading it from the back. Real guns are loaded from either the front or bottom like God intended for PDW. Yeah, that's it. Personal defense weapon. Yeah, that's it. Personal defense weapon. Those things are quite good in like police force use and like counter word YouTube or something like, beginning with a T, ending in an ism or ist. Warfare. Counterinsurgency. Let's put that word. Counterinsurgency and police weapon. But absolutely sucks if you want to use it on a proper battlefield. Not that a lot of video games would say that's bad. If they'll just make it the best gun in the game. YouTube does hate for theisms. Yeah. Theism. My favourite is the FN90. Yeah, it's a really cool weapon, especially loved in movies and stuff. But and bullpup designs themselves aren't necessarily bad. Like they're good in city situations. Okay, so this goes like... There we go. This goes like that. That's mislabeled. Well, what you end up getting when you get a weapon that's designed by a committee, they end up asking for basically everything for a weapon. And they don't think about a lot of the basic things. Like the basic things that you want from a weapon is you want it to be relatively lightweight. You want it to be easy to maintain. You want it to be relatively durable. You want it to be as idiot-proof as possible. You want it to hit hard, be accurate, have a good range. Those are, and then anything after that, you want to then decide about where exactly you're going to utilize it. When you get a committee to design it, it becomes an absolute mess. We love the Halo AR. Bullpups are meant to be smaller than a normal rifle of the same barrel length. But the Halo AR is massive. That thing has an LMG barrel. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like there's definitely some bullpups out there that are bigger than you'd expect because the entire thing is it's meant to make a massive gun much smaller. They're not very popular because they're incredibly heavy guns with a lot of kit. I started a fight with someone with a knife. Oh no. It's called Rusty for a reason. He's got a rusty knife. There you go. Oh no. I like a lot of... It depends what your weapon's going to use for. It's like in the RAF we used a very compact weapon. But the entire point is it's like every single plane is equipped with those weapons. And as in like it's in the cockpit effectively. And the entire point is if you crash or eject, you've got that weapon on hand. It's small, it's compact. Honestly, not the biggest fan, but it's relatively easy to maintain. Can't remember what it was called though. It's a stupid weapon. Oh. But it's a terrible weapon that you want to equip lots of soldiers with, but for like a survival weapon, it's a pretty decent one. There we go. There we go. That's how that goes together.
All stabos are provided with a free tetanus shot voucher. You may think it is unnecessary to get multiple shots. You'd be wrong.
Oh no, you have to get the shots before you get destaboed. Because the shots are like a vaccine. If you've already been staboed, it's a bit late. I think the reason, like, if you get, like, what's it called? do get an injury like that, they just give you the shot anyway, just in case like a future or something it happens again. Wait a minute, is Cupcake a veteran? I fought in many wars. Oh no, I'm a veteran of the Reddit wars. No, I didn't fight anyway. I'm too ill. I wouldn't be allowed to, even if I wanted to. I'm, I especially couldn't fly like a plane or something. Even if I passed the test to be able to fly a plane, I wouldn't be allowed to because I'm just considered too ill and unhealthy. But I do know a surprising amount. Do. There you go. And it's like, yeah, a lot. You go through a lot of the same like training and stuff, like survival training, first aid, and stuff like that in the REF. Even if you're not involved, like in positions where you're ever going to do something like that. At least you used to. I'm not sure anymore. RAF is like Royal Air Force. There we go. And then we do this. Oh yeah, we got a sidetrack done. Let me. There we go. Yeah. Oh darn it, I forgot to bring up my chat's not in live chat. And I forgot to bring out my third chat, which goes over here, so I can see better from this angle. Yeah, this is a lot easier than I remember for Baneblade being. I kind of want to get 2 more Baneblades. By the way, I have 4 Guardsmen lists right now. None of them are finished. I don't have all the parts for all of them either. But one of them is just all super heavies. And except it's got a tech priest in it. And a Lord Solar Foxy. Okay, we got all the track bits there, but I think there's another bit I need. Where was it? Okay, here they are. It says number 5. But before it told me number 8, but it really meant number 4. Okay, one of the things is always make sure with vehicles, and this is more important than even other models, is make sure that all of these like parts are clean along the edges and where they're meant to be connecting. Because otherwise you end up with gaps in your vehicles that can become quite noticeable quite quickly. It's like just good to go like along here. Like there we go. And then this goes... Obviously it'll be the other one. Actually, no. This one, I'm just made a mistake. I cut off the wrong piece. Because while it says 5 here, I'm building it on the opposite side. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Drill, drill, drill. My favourite. There we go. Look at it. We've already got like half a tank built. My goodness. If this actually doesn't take as long as I think it's going to take, or thought it was going to take, I'll build the Mectrek Scrapjet as well. Megatrak Scrapjet, that's the one. Yeah, okay, it goes together pretty well like that. And then we've got the track bits to put on. It wants you to do the back part first. And so it's this part. One thing I think with all Games Workshop vehicles or Warhammer stuff, I don't think Games Workshop ever thinks about is just ammunition. Like, how many Space Marines do we see in the game that actually have ammunition carried with them? The answer's like none. Yeah, this definitely looks like it goes like that. I always end up having issues with tracks, that they never stay stuck down very well. So this, it goes under like that. There we go. Then we'll have an individual piece of track. If you're wondering what clippers I'm using Gundam clippers. God hand. They're broken. Broke very soon after getting them. 11. 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, 11. There we go. There, my hair's everywhere. This goes here like that. That fits perfectly. I'm actually finding, yeah, this is a really nice model to make compared to a lot of other ones we've made in the past. I'm especially surprised by how big the vehicle is. The fact that we got a fell blade now makes me hopeful that maybe we'll get like a brass scorpion in the future. And maybe for something like the blood slaughterers and stuff. I'm less hopeful about the blood slaughterers because they fill the same sort of role that a Mauler Fiend fills for 40k. And they generally don't like having multiple vehicles that fill the same role. Like Forge Fiend is their shooty vehicle for chaos. Mauler Fiend, Close Quarter. Hellbrute is their Dreadnought that can be built to be versatile. And the Defiler is the one that's mixed shooty and whatever. Then you've got the Archer Cannon Predator, that's anti-infantry and anti-elite infantry. And then you've got the Last Cannon Predator, that's shooty anti-tank. You generally don't see stuff. Okay, so then you have 2 sets of 12 track going underneath. Big tank. Hi, Upper's right ball. Yeah, we got a big tank. Hi, Sky Cow. No, don't drink my glue. No.
Gluey gloop gloop gloop.
No. Bad, Sky Cow. Bad. Whack, whack. Whack on the nose. Okay, it goes like that. Then you got 12 again, then 13, then 10, 10, 12, 13. Okay. That works. So this goes all the way down to this piece here. Tell me how extra thin cement is very good for... No, it's not. It even says on the bottle, no eaty drinky. Very toxic, very flammable. Use in only a well-ventilated area. There we go. Oh no, my nose. Okay, 12, yep. Plenty of spare bits here. The track is going together nicely. A lot of tracked vehicles in the game just do not go together this nicely.
I must depart now. Goodbye all. Have a fun stream.
Goodbye,
We should have a tank
Clockwork.
regiment. Codename Sprinkles.
Oh, that'll be cool. At the moment, it's just called Armoured Might, my tank regiment name. But yeah, that'll be good. My tank regiment. I can't remember what it's got in it. It's got all 4 of my super heavy vehicles in. Shadow Sword. I love the Shadow Sword. I think it's the Hellhammer. The Baneblade. Basically got the Baneblade that has the shorter, bigger, like the Demolisher Cannon version of a Baneblade cannon. Then the Shadow Sword, which is the... No, is it called a Shadow Sword? The anti-tank Titan one. The super anti-tank Titan weapon, sorry. We got one of them. And then we've got one that's like the shorter version of it. The shorter turret version. That's like the Volcano Cannon or something. And them together with Lord Solar and a Tech Priest comes to about 2,000 points. I think just a little less than. Propaganda. Buy big plastic glue to stop for some true enlightenment. No, it's not. Don't believe Emperor's Right Ball live. If we drink glue and burp, we can be like dragons. It's no, that's not how it works either. What would my favourite weapon be? My favourite tank? My tank regiment is, as it stands, 3 Vanquishers, because I love Vanquishers. A Lehman Russ tank commander with Demolisher Cannon. Although I'd kind of just want to give him a normal Lehman Russ battle cannon, but Demolisher Cannon is just way better, it looks like, in general. That goes like that there. That's nice to know. I'm going to use the spare weapons and stuff on this. On another. Through me, I'm for Emperor's Right Tester. No, it's not true. But then it's got, I think, 2 executioners. Or is it 3? The other one with the autocannon to it. The Emperor says so. No! It's not true. Don't drink the glue. Don't drink the glue. Don't drink the glue. Look, I've even come up with a cool little thing you can sing. Okay, then we got 2 of the tiny ones. Emperor commanded, no! I am Cupcake Conjuror, the greatest of cupcakes. And you're all my little cupcakes. Not quite as great as... I'm joking. I'm not the greatest. I just conjure cupcakes. I'm a world-renowned scientist, though, so you have to believe what I say. I'd give away my real name so that you know I'm a world-renowned scientist, but then, you know, I'm doxing myself. I'm definitely not making it up. That's a joke, by the way. I'm not a world-renowned scientist. Not a world-renowned anything. I've had a weird life. Being an author, an artist, a manga writer, being in the military. Oh. And now I'm a VTuber.
Never trust a cupcake with an unpainted titan.
What? No! But it takes forever to paint, and unfortunately my mastodons didn't come out right from when I tried doing my cheaty undercoaty method. Okay, 12 and 13. By that logic, we can never trust her, which is fine by me. No! Look! Have you not seen my Battle Force review video? It's perfect. It shows how trustworthy I am. I give an objective look at each of the things. I've never heard someone go a step further and made some plastic tanks go remote control. Oh yeah, I've seen some of them. I really want to make, like, do that sort of thing, but with a bubble chucker and turn it into an actual bubble chucker. That's like, if I ever do something like that, it's gonna be with a bubble chucker. But I'm not good with electronics and stuff. I don't trust myself. That being said, I mean, battery operated electronics, I'm unlikely to hurt myself with them. And can you believe that I once tried entering Robot Wars and we were even building a robot? We never finished the robot, but we were building it, me and my father. Or my father and I. 13. Rule number 1, never trust Cupcake Conjuror. Rule number 2,
Hello,
never
banana
trust
conjurer.
No, I'm not a banana. You're lying. I'm not a banana. I'm not a banana. Oh, gosh. I need to look. I think I got rid of all the old tools I had because they were like taking up a bunch of space. I was like, Father, do you want them? And he's like, no. So I got rid of them. But It's got like a soldering iron in there and stuff that I could have used. And a bunch of other tools I don't know the name of. I was like, why did I get rid of them? No! Now I've actually got an idea of what to use them for. We need to pump more videos now, Conjurer. Do a ranking of all the sprues you have. I know it's got loads of views. I'm gonna try tomorrow. I can't do it today because I've got a very busy day today. I've got a member stream after this. Where we're going to be trying to collect large defeat traits with Cetra. So I can get my Cuptle of Chaos. Our main reason I want to do that is just because, you know, I want it for future videos when we get the Cuptle of Chaos. That's actually a super cool thing, though. I absolutely love the fact that they added that location for Cuptle of Chaos one, because it gives me a reason to go into the late game and, you know, collect defeat traits. And then it gives you a reason as well to have crises on, because then you're more likely to be able to get the defeat traits of enemy lords. Like, if you end up getting to the late game, but by the time you want to get the 20 defeat traits, all the lords are gone, well, endgame crisis occurs, lords come back, you can collect the defeat traits. Oh yeah, look, we got half a tank built. I'm amazing. YouTube recommended me a video, so I think you pleased the machine spirit. Yay! Let me to check. How well is the video doing now? It did surprisingly well. Yeah. 996 views. Oh my gosh, 4 more. Oh, but it's got 2 dislikes now. It's only at 1. No! Hello, just stopping in briefly between me.
Will your tank will be white with red strips, I assume?
No, 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 it won't be white with red stripes. No, in fact, that'll be like a white scars. Mine's going to be a black Templar, so it's going to be black with white markings on it. And it's going to be black with white panels, and then like the weapons and stuff will be blue. That's going to be my thing. I'm probably going to paint some of it yellow. Some yellow panels to represent that it's part of the second detachment, which is the relic battle line. So it's just filled with relic armor, relic vehicles, stuff from the Horus Heresy. And the thing about painting them black with like a yellow shoulder and stuff means that then if I do want to play Horus Heresy, I could just use them as Imperial Fists. Oh, wait, I've got the doors to build on it now. 15 and 14. Okay, doesn't matter which side they're on. I keep telling her to make more videos, but she goes, how did he get to my house? Thankfully, he still thinks that's my house. Thanks for kind words. Oh yeah, thank you for the kind words, Night Parader. Thanks for popping in. It's nice of you to pop in between meetings. I'm glad you liked the video. I'll try to do one tomorrow when I've got a day off. And I'll try making it about combat patrols. Again, it'll be a very similar format of very light, if any editing on it. Because I just don't have the time between all the streaming and just my general health to edit videos. I'll just run down through the combat patrols and I'll do a tier list of them. Or at least some sort of listing of which ones are good ones, which ones the bad ones. What are those markings for? Or maybe good and bad are the wrong words. It's quite subjective. I like this. You can build these things as open. And you've got details on them, so it works. Oh, that's very nice. But I don't... This is like all Space Marine vehicles.
What tank is this anyway?
It's a Fellblade. Giant super heavy tank. But look at that door. How is a Space Marine fitting through that door? Like, this is a Neophyte. Okay, this is a Primaris Neophyte. Let me get a Horus Heresy size Space Marine to compare. How do numeral tiers or letter tiers? Maybe word tiers.
Imagine moving a couch through a tight corridor.
This is Mark 6 armor that's been edited slightly to work in 40k a bit better. Oh no, is this Mark 6 or Mark 2? No, Mark 6. Okay, he's got a Primaris helmet on. I think it works pretty well for him. Okay, maybe if we bring it closer, it will be able to focus. No, does not want to focus on him. Well, whatever. Will he fit through that door? No, it does not look like he'll fit through that door. He's like wider than the... I mean, maybe if we go... No, because his backpack will get in the way. He is not fitting through that door. Those little doors there. I mean, maybe if this entire area opened up, yes, but not those. They just gotta dive into the tank. I mean, maybe. If we look at it like... Even then, he'd have to like really, really lie down and crawl. This is the issue of like all Space Marine vehicles. A piece just fell off him, I feel like. What was it? Oh, it was his melter bombs he had on his side. He had a melter bomb. I just pinged off. To me, it looks like a Kratos because it's with a tread. It's like, imagine a massive Kratos. It's a bigger than a Kratos. We've built one on the channel already. I'll go and get it and show you the size difference just after I fix this dude. I'll keep him here for scale later. Now the thing, okay, there is actually one thing you do have to take into account. Maybe the Space Marines manning this, and that would go through these doors, wouldn't be fully armoured. Oh gosh, Sky Cow just got killed by Fins. No, vehicle must be scaled down or something because they are way too small. If he's not wearing armour, yes, he can fit through that door. Quite easily. But if he is wearing armour, he can't. The hatches, I think, will be big enough for him. Actually, I don't know if Space Marines in vehicles actually have the power packs on. Because despite popular belief due to one thing of like the Tau, using an EMP that shut down the power armor and the Space Marines couldn't move. The Space Marines don't actually have to have their backpacks on, their armor, to be able to move around. There's multiple instances of them removing it, and even some models where you can see it's not modelled on the Marine because they're inside a vehicle. So maybe. If we remove a backpack and remove the shoulder pads, yeah, they could work. And I do think some of the vehicle shoulder pads are smaller than these ones. So maybe it could work. I do feel like all of the Space Marine vehicles are scaled down, though. Like, you're just not fitting Space Marines in there. Except for Dreadnoughts. The new Dreadnoughts are definitely not scaled down. This is our Kratos battle tank. As you can see, it's a Templar one. The turret just sits on top. But compare the track size to it. It's very hard to actually get it from both on camera. It was close to it. What's
Brother,
this? Sorry.
You need to calm
You're
down
close
on the
to winning
corpse
this
starch.
time.
The door cannot handle your girth.
As close as Empress right board to a golden phone. Yeah. Okay, there you go. That's a good way of scaling it. These two... The fell blade is a much longer piece of track here. It's much thicker and you can't tell, but it's a lot taller. Like the top of this is hitting the top of this turret. By the way, I've got like a little skull on the side of this. Wait, can I put like the track behind it? Yeah. Oops. There you go. Yeah. You can see the track's just so much bigger. Thankfully that didn't break. As I said, the turret just sits on top. Pretty nice when you're just moving around. I think, yep, the weapons also come off. He goes, pew, 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 yeah. The door cannot handle your girth. But one thing I know is we haven't have a Baneblade actually of a Titan Gatling Blaster as its main gun. We do. It's called the Storm Sword or something like that. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my second favorite Baneblade.
Professor, I have question. Why is it not painted yet?
It's a troop carrying Baneblade. Why is it not painted yet? Because I've not had a chance. I've got a lot of models to build. I don't have the time to paint them. Where did that piece go? There was one here. I think it fell to the floor. Oh no, it's here. I can show you the Baneblade that has a Titan Gatling Blaster on it. Let me show you. It's over here. That's the wrong one. Page, go over here, click here.
Who does it paint with white with red stripes with black chains surrounded it?
No. I won't paint it like that. I'm painting it Black Templar colour, so it'll be black with white paneling and maybe some chains. Space Marines, because I do have like a meter of hobby chain now. Armies of the Imperium, Astra Militarum. Scroll down through here. This one, Stormlord, that's it. It's a troop transport one. This area at the back that's opened up is for transporting troops. Don't ask me where the engine goes. If the troops are there. And don't ask me how they get on and off. That's enough. These are questions you don't ask the Games Workshop staff. Well, yeah, that's a Gatling Blaster from a Titan. That's the same gun that a Warhound Titan uses. It's called a Falcon Mega Bolter. Why do you look like a cat? I don't look like a cat. I'm a cupcake.
Archiego's Cupcake. Why do you look like a cat?
Oh my gosh, you timed that perfectly. The engine goes inside for left wheel and in our hearts. Yes. Well, yeah, if that's a Falcon Mega Boat, I think it gets 20 Strength 6, AP 0 attacks, damage 2, sustained hits 1. Something like that. Or is it AP -1? Might be AP -1. It should be. You'd imagine. I mean, the shots are smaller than the heavy bolter shots. Like the barrel looks smaller. Although it looks bigger than that barrel.
I think I was referring to another Gatling blaster used by Warlord Titans.
Oh, Warlord. Oh no, that's going to be way too big for this thing to use. If we go to Horus Heresy, we can see the Titans there. Because Warhound Titan, where's the Gatling? You can see the Falcon Mega Bolter here, it's the same one. There you go. Same Falcon Mega Bolter. But the Warlord Titan, I don't know if they even have a Gatling blast on them. Oh, for this thing. Oh, yeah, that's going to be way too big for Baneblade to use. It's like, that's going to be the size of a Baneblade already. Does it even tell us how long it is? No. But yeah, that's already Baneblade size. You're not fitting it on a Baneblade. Bye! Looking at it. Mars Patent Warhound Titan with Turbo Laser. Yeah, for Macro Gatling Blaster over here. £118. It's ridiculously big. But Turbo Laser, which is used by the Warhound Titan, that's this. It's very similar to the Turbo Laser that's used on the Warhound Titan's shoulders. Volcano Cannon, Quake Cannon. Actually, no, does it even have one on its shoulders? Turbo Lasers. Not laser blasters. Okay, I think these laser blasters here are roughly, like, they're larger than this gun. Here. Overall, like, significantly larger. And then you look at the Baneblade cannon that actually uses them. We know that the Shadow Sword has the Volcano Cannon. And then where is it? Storm Shadow. No, it's a Storm Shadow that has a Volcano Cannon, I think. Isn't it? No, it's not. That one's a different one. Bane Sword, Doom Hammer, Bane Hammer, Shadow Sword. Shadow Sword's my favourite. I think that's more like a... Is it for Volcano Cannon? Or that's more of a Turbo Laser? Oh no, it is a Volcano Cannon, yeah. Oh, so let's go for Volcano Cannon. And if we look at the Horus Heresy Titans, that's like different from the Volcano Cannon here. Yeah, that's a very different looking weapon. That's a shoulder mounted weapon though, isn't it? Yeah, that's shoulder mounted. It goes on top of it.
Oh look, it's Penelope.
It's Penelope. Do you think they'll ever make an arm with a giant lollipop for the propeller hat for attack? They should do, but I don't think so. Maybe they might make one for like a commemorative day thing. Warlord, Bellico... Yeah, for this Volcano Cannon here, it's completely different beast to the Shadow Sword one. Okay, this is a completely different beast to the shoulder-mounted volcano cannon. That's a different beast to the Shadow Sword volcano cannon. Can we find the... what's that name? Battle Titan volcano cannon. Where's the Reaver Titan one? Macro Gatling Turbo Laser Battle Titan. So that's used by the Reaver Titan, and I think it can also be used by the Warlord. I think that can also be used by the Reaver Titan.
Margus, get the flamer. The heavy flamer, my lord? No, the Inferno Cannon.
The Knight Puffin has the same volcano cannon. The Knight Puffin. Okay, let's look at that one. I am not able to pronounce that. Porphyrion. Questoris Knights. Yeah, that looks like the same volcano cannon. And this is much smaller than a This is smaller than a Warhound. It's a similar size, but slightly smaller than a Warhound Titan. Magna Las Cannons. Sounds like a volcano cannon. Yeah, they're not the volcano cannons. They're probably similar stats though. I think one of these Titans though has a volcano cannon. Not one of them. Warhammer 40k, if we go to Imperial Knights. I think it's this guy. I think that cannon might be one. Plasma Dinner and Volcano Lance. Yeah, I think this is the same type of weapon that the Shadow Sword has. So as you can see, it's much smaller than what a Titan carries. It's an anti-Titan weapon. Like this guy can tear apart Warhound Titans, and a couple of these could be a massive threat to even a Warlord Titan because of just how powerful this cannon is. And if it's got these missiles on, they're very good at bringing down void shields and stuff. Those missiles, they're called shield breaker missiles. But yeah. So, but to answer your question, I don't think we're ever going to get the Gatling Blaster in a... I mean, you never know. Maybe we will. But it's unlikely we'll ever get a Gatling Blaster. Baneblade. As cool as that would be.
One Castellan got humbled by a fungus.
Yeah. I mean, Knights can be humbled compared to Titans. Unless you're writing of a Horus Heresy, you can't just have Titans be killed off all willy-nilly. Unless they're a Warhound Titan, maybe. Knights, though, you can, because Knights are much easier to get hold of. Like, they're not rare. They kind of are, but... the Imperium might as well just have an infinite number of them when it comes to story writing. There's a few Knights that they don't have an infinite number of. Like any other Wrestling Knights at the moment. They generally have in much smaller quantities. Anything in plastic, they basically have infinite quantities of. Even ones where it used to be that we can't make them that many of them anymore. The laws changed a bit to say that, no, we can make loads of them. Like, even Terminator armor, it's gone from the idea that even the big chapters struggle to maintain their Terminator armor to some chapters struggle to maintain Terminator armor. Big chapters generally don't. There we go. Now we've had our distractions, we build the other half of the track. The other track, there we go. It can only be armed with its twin macro accelerator cannons, can it? Oh yeah, for those of you who like Halo, this tank is basically equipped with what do you call them? I think actually, yeah, just macro accelerator. Mac cannons. Titan class Mac cannons on this thing. I return, I bring cheeseburgers and cherry lucasade, yummers. Nice! Oh, now I want a cheeseburger. Although last time I had a cheeseburger, I was really ill afterwards, so... Magnetic accelerator cannons, yep. As far as I'm aware, the cannons on this thing are very similar. I think they're called macro accelerator cannons, though. But that just means they're massive. And I think the way of accelerating them, though, is different. Like, the Imperium has multiple weapons that can be, you'd think, are like railguns, except they don't use magnets, they use instead gravity. The Imperium has a lot of graph tech. Like, really impressive graph tech. What tank would prefer? Foul Blade! That's a Horus Heresy Bane Blade for Space Marines, effectively. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, the Mac cannon works by using like gravitational fields to accelerate the round. If you want to know other weapons that use gravitational fields, there's something called a graph weapon, and its entire idea that it shoots you with a beam that just massively increases your density and causes you to like just... It increases your mass effectively and causes you to crush in on yourself. The torsion cannon is like a tractor beam that uses like sorts of gravity wells to lock you into place, and it hits you with 3 of them and then it starts twisting, so you get ripped apart by torsion. We're throwing massive slugs at people at appreciable velocities. The mechanics of it are semantics. Yep. It is semantics, but it is purposeful to make the Imperium separate from the Photon and the Tau that use traditional ideas of railguns. Which I think is kind of hilarious because both of those races call the Imperium primitive, and then the Imperium's like, oh, we have railguns. It's like, you use magnetically accelerated railguns. It's like, what? No. Magnets. I have no idea how that would work. It's like, primitive. Instead, we just make, like, we just manipulate the forces of gravity itself to just fire this projectile, and then they're like, what? You manipulate gravity itself. You bend the laws of physics. What are you, an arc? If you don't realise, the Imperium is the arcs of the 40k universe. The Imperium is kind of like the arcs, but not quite as bad as the arcs. Like, how the Imperium sees the arcs is pretty much how everyone else sees the Imperium. That's the best way of saying it. Which is no wonder that the only people who can really seem to do diplomacy for orcs on any large level is the Imperium. Oh gosh. The Tau Watercast. We've tried everything and we still can't do diplomacy with the orcs. The Imperium rogue traders. Have you tried bribes? Like, what? Right? For orcs. I like the ways you think, Umis. Yeah, that's literally why the Imperium and the orcs have managed to do diplomacy. They think very similarly. It's like you've got this entire thing of where everyone's going howdy ha ha for orc weapons work through belief. The machine spirit. The Imperium tech literally works through just belief. And prayer. And rituals. And how I've watched the Imperium, I think, like humans do their rituals and stuff. And pray to the machine spirit, only for it to actually work. And it's like, what? Now the machine spirit is just making fun of how tech just seems to mess up weirdly. Like, if you ever tried doing coding or work heavily with computers, you know, just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Trying to figure it out is... it's best not to try. I like how the machine spirits are partially created via imperfections in the manufacturing process of complex logic systems. Yeah. Sometimes the machine spirit is literally AI. Other times the machine spirit is not even that bad. It's like for Lehman, they believe everything as a machine spirit, even if there's like no sort of advanced computing there. And it's like your last gun has a machine spirit, you'd Lehman Russ, even if it's just simple mechanics and motoring and stuff. Simple engineering. There's no computers. And it goes to a lot of ideas of you just turn stuff on and off again. And that's all your ritual really is. And it works. Yeah, explains why personalities form in them. Some of it, though, it's not even that. It's literally just... you have to remember, the warp is a real thing. Souls are a real thing. Magic is real in the 40k universe. Of course, if people are going to be, like, manifesting belief and stuff in tools and for machine spirits and everything like that, and you're going to be fighting things like warp entities or magical things like orcs or Eldar, it's going to have an effect on the equipment you bring with you. Things like ships and stuff and things of like complex computing like land raiders, they definitely have machine spirits in terms of a vehicle. A computer, sorry. An AI program. Sometimes this AI program is complex enough to actually be sentient, like a man of iron. A lot of the time it's not. Especially if the old ones are basically alive. Full sapience. No, for our observable machine spirits in stuff like Lehman Ross is in the R-spec systems. Imagine that tactical display on your tank develops ghost contacts that would be blamed on the machine spirit. Oh, yeah. It depends, because not all Lehman Russes have advanced things like that in them. Like some last guns have such advanced mechanics and like computing going on within them. But yes, we basically do have all sorts of AI. Some Lehman Russ and tanks do, but a lot of Lehman Russ don't. They're more, despite the, other than the advanced materials that they're using, they're basically more akin to a WW2 tank than a modern tank, or even a Cold War one. Space Marine vehicles do have all of the advanced stuff on them though, like Auspexes. Like every single Space Marine vehicle does. In fact, they even used to have a rule for Lehman Russes, where, and this is why you know that the Space Marine vehicles had them on. I don't think it was just for Lehman Russ. Like, I think maybe Thunderhawks and stuff also had it. But it basically meant that if your vehicle ever got shaken, so in other words, it gets hit so badly that the crew have like all been shaken out of the seats and they need to recover, or even potentially one of the crew members has been knocked unconscious. And that generally means you can't fire next turn, or you can't move, or you can't do either. Land Raiders had the ability where they could continue moving and firing, just if they fired, they'd have a weaker ballistic skill, they'd hit on 4 pluses instead of 3s. And if they moved, I think they've moved at like half distance. So, you know, but not all of the Lehman Russes are going to have like these advanced AIs on them. And tactical aspects. Or if the aspects is there, it's going to be a very simple one, like old-fashioned radar and stuff. If it was a fault of a gunner sight, I imagine they use digital sights here. Not all of them. There's definitely been books where they talk about using very modern style sights. Space Marines do use digital sights. Which is why you can see like Space Marines are more likely to just take the scope of a weapon, because they don't have to worry about realigning the scope and the sights again. Because it's all like, for most... We even have digital sights nowadays that can just automatically align and adjust. That's basically how the Space Marine ones work, as far as I'm aware. But again, your General Guardsman isn't going to have all of that stuff. A lot of them aren't going to be equipped any better than you'd expect. I mean, even a WW1 soldier. Even the medical kits aren't going to be any better. But Tempestus Scions, yeah. Karaskin, Fed stuff, they're going to have like better sights. But others, probably not so much. That meant if it got fussy after a quick turret traverse, it would be interpreted as a machine spirit. For example. Being unwilling to be rushed. Yeah. Lots of stuff can be interpreted like that. Like, even with the more mundane sites, you can get interpreted like that. So, like, but especially superstitious enough that if you had, like, a loose thing on your turret, not on your turret, if you had, like, an iron sight and something was loose, or, like, a scope and a screw was loose on it, so it kept misaligning itself again, and you just needed to tighten the screw, People in the 40k universe are suspicious enough that they'd go, oh no, the machine spirit's angry at me. It's like, no, there's just a screw loose, you blooming fool. Quite literally. But yeah. So it really depends what, like, what you're working with in the 40k universe. Even on feudal worlds with like no technology at all, like beyond medieval technology, they still have their belief in a machine spirit. And things like hammers, a mundane hammer might have its own spirit. And stuff. Well, when you actually do get stuff like that, actually having its own spirit. Which I find hilarious. Sometimes because it gets possessed by a demon. To be fair, I think praying to the boat to Alaskan is a bit more of a blessing of good fortune than appeasing the machine spirit. Kind of. It depends entirely on the person, on the regiment, what they've been taught and stuff like that. Space Marines of the Ultramarine chapter do not believe the Emperor is a god. They don't necessarily believe he can give out blessings and stuff like that. So when they're praying to appease the machine spirit in the bolt guns.
And they say that Valiant Castellan is way too overconfident, all titles and no effort, all just to get humbled by a fungus with a gun.
Oh yeah, isn't that in, what's it called? Bolt gun. Not bolt gun, bolt, shooters, blood, and something or other. The Arc game. It's 40k, it is easy for demons to possess people or machines. People. Demons generally wouldn't possess an inanimate object by choice. They're generally forcefully bound to inanimate objects. To be fair, most of the time with the possessed people too, they are forcefully bound to them. Or the only way, or like someone's opened a portal in their own mind effectively. Yeah. Yes, even knights can fall to chaos. Yeah. Machine spirits can fall to chaos as well. That is true. Because in fact, one of the most dangerous titans ever, I think it was called the Castigate or something like that, was a titan whose machine spirit fully fell to chaos. And it didn't have a pilot. Instead, the machine spirit I say the machine spirit, but it was basically an AI in charge of it. And it was recognized as an abominable intelligence. Hi Mercury, you just came back from Strange Days. I want to do something freaky and blood and honey. Ooh. I hope you've been enjoying your music then. The Abominatus. Is it the Abominatus? But thanks, I'm doing good as usual. Yeet. People, the Sisters of Battle and the Black Templars definitely pray to their weapons and their stuff, less to appease the machine spirit and give blessings to them. Guardsmen, it can be a mixed bag. And sometimes they just do prayer and stuff because it's a tradition. Rather than anything else. Or to keep demons away. Some Space Marines don't believe the Emperor's a god, but they do believe he can give, like, blessings and protection to your weapons and stuff. Some would pray to the Omnisire rather than the Machine Spirit to, like, appease the Machine Spirit for praying to the Omnisire for blessings. But again, it really depends. I've read enough books where, like, Gaunt's Ghost, the people there are much less superstitious as far as I'm aware, in both the Machine Spirit and the Emperor and stuff. Or at least they start off less superstitious, I believe. Was that the correct piece I just cut off? I have no idea. Yes. Lately I was so tired I was unable to comment much. Don't worry about it. I just hope you're having a nice time. And I hope that you get some good rest. No, don't turn me into banana again. The Castigated Titan was an AI one. It wasn't chaotic, just typically anti-human, wielding dark hate. I thought it did go fully to chaos. Like, I thought it got... I thought it went anti-human, but I thought it, like, went chaotic and got mutated by chaos and stuff, and had a bunch of weapons, like, molded to it. Or maybe I'm just, like, conflating two different Titans together. Which wouldn't be surprising. It's easy to do. All Titans look alike. Thanks, I'll be okay. I'm glad we met each other and share musical interests. You're gonna rest now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mercury. I hope you sleep well. So Chaos have access to Thunder Whips and move limiters and weapons that they can wield? Yeah. Chaotic Knights tend to have possessed pirates, be glorified demon engines, or you're running off warp-infused machinery? Yeah. And still see a human component to most of them? Yep. Some of them are demon engines, but sometimes, a lot of the time, you have, like, there's a demon possessing the machine, like a demon engine. Then you've still got your knight who's in charge of it and linked to the mutant, the demon. And the entire thing is you have to beat the machine spirit and the demonic and part of the... At least when I read about the Chaos Knights, it's very similar to trying to pilot a normal knight, where you have to fight for machine spirit, but this one you're constantly having to fight a demon trying to consume his soul and keep it in check. But I think it varies from knight to knight. I think the only Chaos Knight I know of is Linity of Destruction, a melee knight with a chainsword and thunder fist. Ooh. Red Knight is a perfect example of Chaos Knight regardless. When it comes to Knights and Chaos Knights, I'm not that well read up on. I've been trying to read up on them. And learn about them. And one of the things is that pilots end up being like, if you have a bunch of knight pilots, let's say you find a bunch of knights who pair them, find some pilots, get them into the knights, or like find some people who are capable of piloting knights, which requires an extremely strong sense of will. They'll automatically try creating knightly houses and stuff. Like the knight will just take over the personality and mind to do that. Which I find kind of funny. You'll think of a knight rampager that wore hides of monster it had slain. That was followed by a cohort of fanatics which were slain by flayed ones who now worship the knight. Wait, the flayed ones worship an imperial knight? Whoa. I'm gonna have to look up that thing now. the... I don't know about Imperial. Is that a Chaos Knight then, or is that an Imperial Knight? Because that could describe either. One of my favourite things about Bane Blades, and I don't think this applies to Fell Blades, is that Bane Blades effectively they have a limited number of. Like they are mass-produced vehicles. Especially in modern 40k. When they first came out, Bane Blades, they were designed as like these rare vehicles you never ever see and stuff like that. But then they opened up where Bane Blades can be pretty much in any list you want. Even small armies. And this as a result turned they updated the law to where Bane Blades are basically mass produced now. They don't really have a shortage of them. And that's also changed the law so that you see Bane Blades getting just blown up more often now. And just being used as a bit of like just to show off how strong something is. Because you you're losing something, but it's not actually that important what you're losing. There we go. Night Rampage is so chaos, and I think they view it as a big brother flayed one, because it kinda is. That makes sense. So it's a Chaos Knight that's just doing its own thing that is followed by an army of flayed ones. An unlikely if thematic alliance. That's cool. I wonder if the Flayer Fivers could affect a knight though. Because from Mechanicus, it sounds like the Flayer Five. I don't know how canonical Mechanicus is, mind you. With its lore tidbits. But from the ideas of what Mechanicus was saying, it suggests that Flayer Fivers can affect humans and the machinery. So it wouldn't surprise me if a knight... Oh, could you imagine if original Men of Iron went bad because they got infected by the Flayer Fivers? And because of the entire, you know, birth of Slaanesh that occurred around the same time? There was just no way to get an organised response to it and stamp it out properly. That would be hilarious. Because we know the Men of Iron weren't all evil. We've seen plenty of examples of this from Imperial ships and weapons that come from the Dark Age of technology and are more than happy to help the humanity. The Leagues of Photon that actually have sentient Men of Iron. Because that's what the Iron Kin are, they're basically just Men of Iron. We've also seen for Horus Heresy, there's lots and lots of fully sentient robots there. Doubtful the knight never had flesh in the first place. Also, Void Dragon would probably forfeit. Maybe. Oh gosh, I just had this close to my face and just got a whiff of the glue. Yeah. Terrible. My nostrils, they burn. I'm gonna drink some cola. No, it wasn't tasty, it burnt. I'm gonna drink some water. Ba-dunk. Yeet. Do you think the Emperor Its real hatred of AI comes from the fact that canonically he is around in the modern age.
She says it like it wasn't on purpose. Remember, she will always deny you the glue but drink deep from it herself.
No, I don't. I don't. Hi, Dr. Smilex, how you doing? We're making a fell blade. We've already made one side of a fell blade. We're making another one now. We're just sticking the tracks to it. Yeah. Number 12 is next, then. 13. When I have vehicles, I usually give them the last cannons as sponsors. Because, I don't know, I think it's just like my real life, what's it called? Personality. It's just like, you have to just anti-tank everything out there. Real life sponsors kind of suck, but if you're going to have them, make them anti-tank ones. Half is a strong word, but it's like a 6 at best. What do you mean it's like a 6 at best? Okay, out of the 5 major sprues for this, I guess only 2 of them are the tracks. We did get distracted in just talking about the new stuff on the website and so on. The new downloads. Don't forget today, I've got a member stream and we're going to be continuing the Cetra campaign just to collect defeat traits. I've already been playing a bit off stream, so... Oops. Accidentally went a bit too far for glue there. Cetra needs more titles. His full name isn't long enough. It's true. It's true. No, but mostly it's this thing called the Cabal of Chaos, which is the location, where if you bring a character to it who has 20 titles, the next time it appears in a game, it will be much stronger and it would have some cool effects. Like just randomly deleting an opposing faction. But you have to do that like multiple times before it would do something that powerful. So we're just trying to get this thing done. And it's something I feel like they need to do more in Total War. There we go. And then we just need to get the sides on it done. Not that part, that part. And see, we've even used up a bunch of things in this sprue. How big is the tank? It's very big. Each of these squares is a centimetre. There's roughly 2.5 centimetres in an inch if you prefer inches. So that gives you a rough idea of how big it is. My hand. Oh. Although I've got a big hand, so... I'd say a big hand, it's a long hand. I got long thingies. Comparing it to a neophyte. Compare it to a Thespid Stingwing. It's pretty big. You stinky. I'm not stinky, you're so mean. So a tank is the size of 3 fingies. No. If I put my fingies here, it's more like 4 fingies tall. And like, okay, we go from the fingies. Like there. And yeah, 2 of my my middle fingies in length. But again, I've got long fingies, so for another person it might be much smaller. It's very big. It is very big. It's one of the biggest plastic vehicles that Games Workshop makes. Not the biggest vehicle because it's not the size of a Titan. Not too far off the size of a Titan, mind you. Like the smallest Titans. Very big. And yeah, it's expensive. Although if you do like I do and just buy it offline, off Games Workshop. So buy it from a retailer that isn't Warhammer. It's cheaper, but still expensive. I think it's cheaper to buy a Baneblade, but honestly, it's much... You can tell this is a newer model because it's much nicer to build. There you go. I do like the overall design of a Baneblade better though. Like its appearance and looks. Okay, it looks like we're getting the engine block parts done. 22, that's 35, that's 23, 24, 22.
Oh god, it gets worse. I thought the side door was a solid piece of armor. No, it's 2 different doors and empty air. Even weaker spot.
Well, the side door was a piece of solid armor. No. It's not that bad. Usually you don't actually want solid armor. You do actually want an air cushion between it. Especially for things like RPGs and stuff. Because what you have to realise is it basically shoots a super hot liquid in to your tank. So if it's just solid, it will just go through the solid thing. If it's got an air gap though, it will shoot it into the air gap and then it will spread out through the gap. And similarly with a lot of explosive stuff, if you've got that air gap between your layered plates, one, you've got the entire thing of your plate will buckle and fly away. And that's good because basically all of your energy gets put into the plate. If it's a solid piece of armor, the energy has nowhere to go to except your solid piece of armor and to through your solid piece of armor. The other thing is it's then got a lot of air to dissipate the explosions and stuff through. So, secondly, these look like they're meant to be quite heavy duty doors. Like, look how thick they are in terms of inches. If it was like real life. They're almost as thick as a Space Marine's arm. That's a lot of armor. That's how thick the door is, and it's got 2 sets of doors like that. And then you have to look at the fact that it's solid armor door. And then you got like this huge gap here. And that's a small Warhammer tank. Hi Exodus 017, hi Berthold Hoover. So this is a model of a Warhammer tank. Yeah, it's a Fellblade, which is a super heavy tank. Where is it? It's for Horus Heresy. I'm building it for 40k Black Templars. And this is like the size of model that's meant to be with it. This guy represents an 8-foot Space Marine. Well, 7-foot tall Space Marine. And he's like, yeah. If you want for scale representation, each of these squares is a centimetre, or 2.5 of them is like an inch. So, it's pretty big. Now it's your day off. Oh, the Titans are attacking. Oh, Berthold! That's Attack on Titan. Ignore for that. He knows nothing. It's not, but it's a foul, but it's basically similar to a Baneblade. We ain't taking back War Maria, bruh. What would you say is your favourite tank from any country in history? Oh, what was the tank that came... Not for Challenger. Began with another C. I really like... I keep forgetting tank names. Not Centurion. All the British tanks begin with C, and it really confuses me because I'm not good with names. Centurion Chief. I think it was a chieftain. I think it's a chieftain that I really like. The modern tanks. There's one I really like. Technically not a tank. It's more of a tank destroyer. It's a recon. It's an advanced reconnaissance vehicle. It's new and it's a French one. It's got 6 big wheels. And oh my gosh, I forgot its name. Is this a Q&A stream or tank? It's both. Well, it's meant to be tank building. Don't forget to like the stream. Every like of this stream is another piece of a tank we put together. I'm gonna have to find it now. French 6-wheeled tank destroyer. It's a new AMX R10C. No, it's not for it's the one that followed it. Oh, there we go. For EBRC Jaguar. I absolutely adore that vehicle. Oh, I think there's another one that's like a different version of it that I like a bit more. But it's a beautiful vehicle. It's so... Oh, no, I absolutely adore it. Lee Striker. Da, 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 da. I like a lot of the British tanks, mind you, that followed after WW2. And some of the interwar tanks that different nations made were kind of fun and interesting. Yeah, but I absolutely adore the EBRC. What do you think about APCs? Not a big fan of APCs. A lot of them are basically just death
Nobody
traps.
likes the World War II British tanks. Can I get a sideway radio?
Look, British tanks are best because they've got a pot. They got a cooking thing for tea. And it's really good for like heating up rations as well. If you've ever been inside a British tank, that's like the best part of it, and what a lot of tank crews who end up operating a British tank really love about them. It's quality of life. Anything where you can give your tankers quality of life without sacrificing their capabilities is really important. A happy army is an effective army. Aston Martin DB5's got to be the most beautiful car. I have no idea. But a lot of APCs are basically coffins. It's the ones that you... I keep forgetting what they're called. Is it the BP ones? Or the Soviet ones? They're terrible. Oh, I absolutely hate them. The Gavin, which is what the Rhino is based off, for the Space Marines, is also terrible. I hate it. That thing topples over. It's... I mean, they do have their uses. Like, especially the Gavin, it's very modular. And it's, as a result, really useful for, like, an impromptu mortar vehicle. Or an ambulance. An armoured ambulance and stuff like that. It's very useful for that sort of stuff. But as an APC, it's terrible. Humvees are also absolutely terrible. They offer no protection, and so just often forget they offer no protection. So they end up hiding behind it, and it's like, no, you'd be better going into the ditch at the side of a road than getting into behind your Humvee. But I do like MRAPs. MRAPs are fun. Mind resistance. And the history of the MRAP is hilarious. There's a lot of terrible ideas out there. There's a lot of really good ones too. If you look at them from on a manufacturing side though, a lot would suggest that they are a massive waste of armor that could be being used for other military vehicles. But if you need to transport troops fast, safe and quickly over long distances, they're the best vehicle without a doubt. There we go, that's how it works. Don't mind me if I stop yapping. I'm listening to your Halo streams. Your stream as my ass is kicked in LASO. Halo 3? What's LASO? Ooh. We got this great anti-tank gun, but we don't have a tank for it. Stick it in a Sherman, put the bench. Reach won't fit, turn it sideways. But what about the radio? Put it in a bustle. Firefly in a nutshell. Oh, I really love the... They're not tanks, really. Or should it be called tanks? But they're really tiny little tanks. I forget the names of them. We gave a bunch of them to Ukraine. Because they're kind of out of use now. I was sad when they took them out of use, and I hoped that they would replace them with something similar. But again, a reconnaissance vehicle that generally has all sorts of stuff on. They are starting to bring them back to some extent because of they're really good. They found out they can be refitted into really good anti-drone vehicles. Really love them. Legendary or schools on. Oh gosh, Legendary is scary. Humvees are light armored vehicles are supposed to take on small arms fire. No, Humvees are terrible even against small arms fire. Most people don't realise that a Humvee is not going to stop a rifle bullet. If your Humvee gets shot up by rifle bullets, especially the lighter ones, it's not going to give you much protection at all. Hiding behind it from machine gun fire is not a good... If from pistols, handguns, stuff like that, it's fine. And for those caliber of rounds, or for those types of rounds, caliber's different. And rifle rounds are dangerous because they're very long. Even small calibers can be very deadly and arm-piercing. Pistol rounds are called pistol rounds because they're very short. So even if you have a large bullet, you're not going to have much gunpowder propelling it. She knows about lasso. Is her brain just runs a potato power? Give her a second. I would have figured it out immediately. One of the schools being iron, meaning if you die, restart the mission. Oof. At least that's better than restart the game. I wouldn't be in a Humvee anyways. It's like a Mustang. It's a micro. It's, Humvees, they're not very... But they're kind of good at what they do. Like, in terms of, if you want a unit to move very quickly, off-road, or over any sorts of terrain, Humvee is great for that. The issue is when people within the vehicle start thinking it gives them protection, and commanders start using them thinking it gives them protection. It's like, no. Unless you're using an up-armoured Humvee, which becomes much slower and much worse at off-road, it's not. I mean, Humvees can be great in terms of, like, if you need to just move really quickly and outmaneuver your enemy and just hit them from all sides, it's good for. You just have to remember that if you're in a Humvee and you get hit, you duck, you get out of the vehicle and you run somewhere else. Like most roads will have a ditch at the side, like if you're going off-road and stuff, get into that ditch. The mud's going to give you much better protection, and being on a lower ground, it's going to give you better protection. If there's no ditch around, then okay, maybe a Humvee will be better. It's light armored, not armored. Yep. MRAPs I like though. They're very fun. One of my favourite things about MRAPs is that the wheels are designed to blow off. So if they get hit by an attack, they... Okay, it goes like that, I think. Like, oh no, it goes like this. Okay, that makes sense. I can't remember all the names of the schools in Halo, but you've got the school like explosions are bigger, no radar, less ammo, more grenades being chucked at you, tougher enemies. Ooh. I guess explosions are bigger could work for you as well. I would not want to do that in Halo 1 or 2 because those games seemed unfair at times. Halo 2. Halo 3 didn't feel as unfair, even when I put it onto the harder difficulties. Like Halo 2, we were playing Legendary at one point, but then we just hit one mission where it just would not stop spawning enemies. And as soon as we just lowered the difficulty even to hard, it became significantly easier. Like, insanely easier. I did enjoy Halo ODST with Legendary on. Let's argue about favourite Halo games. At the moment, I'd have to say either Halo 3... Not Halo 3. Halo 3 ODST or Halo Wars. I've still not finished Halo Wars. I do really like the the Anniversary Edition or whatever it's called, where they remastered the cutscenes for Halo 2 and Halo 1. Those cutscenes are really cool. And I did really enjoy Halo 2 with the cutscenes and story. And Halo 1 had a really nice arcade feel to it. But what I didn't like about the games was the... I felt like the level design all in all for Halo 3 was just better. True, Halo 2 was rushed, so the difficulty was very scuffed on Legendary. It took me 10 hours to complete it with my buddy. Yeah, I was trying to do it on stream, but it's just like... It's that one mission where, you're on the ship. and they breach the ship, and the enemies are spawning from inside the... Oh, what's it called? The vehicle that they rammed into the... Well, it's not a ship, it's like a defensive satellite or something. They rammed a vehicle into it, and the enemies keep spawning from the vehicle. On normal or hard mode, I think there's only 3 waves of enemies you have to defeat, and then you can move on. I must have defeated like 6, 7, 8 waves on Legendary, and it just kept spawning, and there was no way to move on. I was like, am I missing something here? We had to restart some lower difficulty, and it was just insane. Like, just how different it was. Remember back in Reach, and you got occasionally weekly missions that completed a campaign mission on LASO for massive XP bonus? Ooh. Halo Wars is fine. What kept me going was my childhood. I loved OG Xbox 2. I fell in love. I had Halo 3 on the Xbox. I knew somebody who had Halo 2, and I got to play it a couple of times in for multiplayer things. There we go. That's cool. And 4 engines. Okay, so 28 goes to 29 4 times. Truth and Reconciliation. We barely watched the cutscenes she talked over for most of the time. Yeah, hey, yeah, YouTube still thinks I own the rights to Halo, apparently. I still get notifications from YouTube of people using my content, and it's like, no, that's just the Halo cutscene. That doesn't belong to me, that belongs to the Halo people. But YouTube's decided, no, it's mine. Which 2728. Oh, okay. And 2729. $27. I did immediately glue things. I misread what it wanted me to do. Okay, this makes more sense. Actual literal grooves on this thing. So they fit together. Yeah. YouTube, someone has to own Halo. Maybe this British girl, I don't know. Yes. You know, you're a true VTuber, you earned a sub. Plus your yapping actually makes me chill and play careful on the bloody Cortana mission. Oh no. Oh, thank you. You liked Halo Wars? Shame we never got a third. I've been trying to look at getting Halo Wars 2 on PC, but it's only via the Microsoft Store.
And I have listened through rock and metal and time. Now I shall talk, and you shall listen.
Thank you, Cuptle. We'll listen to your Cuptle. Don't worry about it. Because Halo Wars 2 is only available for the Microsoft Store, and it's like 40 quid, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend. I don't want to spend that much money on an old game. And Halo 5 is just not available on PC. Check out the new video on the channel. It's almost at 1,000 views. Also, join the Discord. Thank you, Talant. The Merkel, we got a second sense for Halo Wars deaths. Entire was fired. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that just Microsoft being Microsoft again? Because Microsoft loves doing that, you know. These devs just made a brilliant game. Fire them. Oh, teach them for making us loads of money. Oh, you gotta... Microsoft has to be one of the worst gaming companies right now. Well, lots of the gaming companies did the exact same mistake. There you go. Hello, Saradwin. How you doing? Big hearts to you. Big hearts to you all. We're forced to make Halo Wars. Oh, save your money. Don't buy the 5th one. I can't even get the 5th one because it's not on PC. So I can't even see how bad it is. Or just play it for the lols on stream. I'm thinking maybe of getting Infinite because I've heard
Microsoft works on the "you cowards don't even smoke crack" mentality.
Yes, it's true. They tried getting rid of the voice actors of the announcer, Master Chief, and Cortana from the original. Oof. This... I have no idea. They didn't want to hire anyone from Bungie as the new people, thought they were better at what they did. Potentially. I hear different things about it. Like, a lot of these game companies, they don't want to bring old people back on because they don't want to, like, pay them rights.
KFC. Kentucky Fried Caterpillar.
No! It's chicken. A lot of the times they don't want to bring on people from the old game because they're going to be more expensive. Instead, they'll rather pay for new people who are going to be cheaper. Or at least that's always a fear that they're going to ask for, like, rights or something, and it's like, yeah. And sometimes it's just simply legal stuff, especially when you get a new company working on something. So, because if a new company takes over a piece of media, sometimes there will be clauses saying that you cannot hire the people who worked on the original one. Or simply the people from the other company have a do not compete clause, preventing them from working on it. I mean, they can do, it's just that for do not compete clause, you'd have to then pay out for it. And then you just don't want to pay out for the no compete. And non-competes. It depends. Sometimes you just get companies being arrogant. Or developers being arrogant. There you go. I know this is engines, but every time I see them, I always think it's just a bunch of guns. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, it's like a wrist launcher. Oh, it's a wrist launcher. Halo 5 should have been Halo 6, and it basically was, since the actual story was all in the comics and novels. All the decisions at Microsoft, yeah.
I think him all for us, but I'm tired of pretending Cupcon is not. Oh, also Terry's trench crows in the walls drinking Cupcon's cola.
No, don't steal my cola! Unfortunately, the original Bungie developers actually responded and told us this information, that they weren't wanted. That's not fun. Oh gosh. She stopped reading my message halfway through. All the decisions at Microsoft make sense if you stop being a cow. No! I can't say that to Lan. On YouTube, YouTube will spank me. They'll like send a cease and desist at me. What's your opinion on Kelly Tech? I don't know what Kelly Tech is, sorry. Okay, 32, 31 is next, so that's these two pieces. Oh gosh, my throat sounds terrible. What did YouTube copyright? Stop it, Talan! The only reason your messages aren't held for review is because you're a moderator. Caltech. Caltech? I still don't know. Caltech makes firearms. Oh. I'm not sure. I don't really know all the different firearm companies. I'm not that into it all. The main ones I know of are, do you know, the big military ones? Well, some of the big military ones. Mostly people who make missiles and planes and stuff, though. Because that was what I was more specialised into. How do these go on, though? So it's this piece goes here. Like that. Oh, like that. That makes sense. That works. American firearm manufacturers. No idea.
The exhaust system is now a weapon. It's a cannon event. Dear God, that broke the dad joke meter. I feel actual disgust in myself.
It is a canon event. You're so right. Now if you ever play Arcs, you will learn that exhausts do make good weapons. And if you ever shot a few big shooters, if you've got any spare exhausts lying about, well, I mean, don't mean real life ones. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of glue. Oh wait, I've got more glue as well. I've got another pot of Tamiya extra thin. Just get straight off. Oh no. There we go. Instead of copying and pasting the sides, I make interesting ones. Oh. The glue supply is dropping. All the sniffing is depleting at an alarming rate. No! You gotta skedaddle. Oops, hiccup. Well, thanks for coming to the stream, Bertold, and talking about Halo with us. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope whatever you're going to do is good. So do take care and see you next stream. Hopefully stay cool and classy. You too. Yeah. Next stream will be Friday, where we're playing Rimworld, yeah, with Gobbos. Your avatar is a cat. I know, why do you make me a cat? You're so mean. Okay, so face glues onto here. Like that. Oh, like that. Oh, that fits perfectly. Oh, it's so nice. That's neat. Oh, you need to like see in real life. It's like, oh. Oh no, my favourite ENvtuber's joke in Dino 40k is whenever the Imperium meet the Tau and the Imperium is just absolutely amazed by what we would consider just modern convenience and tech. Oh, it's my favourite joke when Tau meets the Imperium. Even funnier when it's tech that they had not that long ago, like in the Horus Heresy. Like, oh my gosh, that's an automatic door. Wow. I remember recently there was some drama with the SIG P320 where if you smacked it a bit, it fires. Fun stuff. Oh yeah. I did see something about one of the weapons like that. Apparently if the trigger is slightly bit pressed and a fine gust of wind knocks on top of the gun, it just fires a round. Yeah. That's a terrible design. You don't never want that of a weapon. Although you never really want that with... Like, there's no reason to really have a... What's it called? A breath trigger? I can't remember what they call them. But do you know ones that don't require much force to use? There's never really a reason for that. You always want a little bit of resistance.
The Tau thinking they were the biggest fish in the Damocles Gulf, until the mountains started walking and playing battle music.
Oh, yeah. I do like how the tower's slowly getting more and more imperialized. They're becoming what they hate and fear. The Mars cult in Warhammer is an interesting group for not allowing advancements in science. That's a bit of a weird thing, because in some ways they actually do allow advancements. It's just that the cult itself and the culture of it makes it very, very difficult to do so. Because you're going to have, first, any advancements you make is going to see a lot of tech priests accusing you of heresy. For one reason, sometimes it'll just be, oh gosh, if they do this advancement, people won't want to use the tech I make. So, I'm going to accuse this other person of heresy so that they will, you know, not be able to make a competing tech to me. Other times, it's just going to be guys who are just way too fanatical, seeing any sort of advancement as bad, which we see nowadays. I have to go now. Bye bye. Yeah, remember to drink cola. And big hearts to you. So they are dumb. The tech priests, some tech priests are dumb. The tech priests as a cult, all in all, you just have to remember there's tens of thousands of them on every single Forge world. There's thousands of them on like every single ship. They are all constantly competing with one another. They are... in this authoritarian cult. But yeah. And sometimes if they do make advancements, it just never catches on. For one reason or another, or by the time it catches on, like the tech piece who came up with it is like dead 1,000 years. Because of just how slow information travels. Your avatar changed again. Yeah, it's because people are using commands to change my avatar. Like the exclamation mark Bossin. Oh my gosh, how is this? I have it the correct way round. looks like it goes under. Okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah. There you go. She's being confused by floor. Many such cases. It's just hard to get it to link in. LinkedIn! Isn't that the hip new social media platform? That company hip new social media platform. Oh my goodness. I have actually heard recently. They didn't call it hip new, but they basically might as well said LinkedIn is a hip new social media form. And it's like, is this just how out of touch many companies are with reality? It's like, even if you've never heard of it before, it doesn't mean it's new. Just do a little bit of research and you won't sound like a fool. Don't know. I need to replace this glue pot now. There's barely anything in, and what is in it is basically just melted plastic now. Where's my other glue pot? I have another one. It's got no brush in it. There it is. Okay, yep, this one's got no brush. So just take that lid off. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't come with a brush. Sad. People do treat LinkedIn like Facebook anyway. Yeah, now they do, especially. Almost everyone I know now uses LinkedIn, like as a major social media platform. And sometimes have LinkedIn accounts that are like separate from their main account. It's like, it's weird. It's weird to me as someone who's separated from all of that walks of life. And generally tries to avoid a lot of social media nowadays. Have you seen what Reddit's done now? It's changed. It's changed how it's like your main page works. Okay, so we got this piece here. This cool looking aggressive grate. Yeah, that one was clearly made for drinking. New brushes require that. It wasn't made for drinking. Boss hat. I don't think boss hat's going to work on this model, I apologise. Maybe it should do. But it's not. I think it's just going to... It's probably going to just give the boss hat to the Chibi once the Chibi comes on. Got to look into that after the stream. Oh, there we go. See, Chibi's got the hat. Blocking the entire thing. I would show more of the clipping of the camera, but it's just such big sprues we're working with. And such a big model, I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm having to cut at weird angles. There we go. How's this looking? Is that all smooth along the areas that needs clipping off? Okay, then this goes onto there like that. That's nice. Hi, Clemonia, by the way.
Media. Have you seen what Reddit has done? What is this exotic taste? I believe it's called irony.
I know. I use Reddit mostly. Well, actually, no. Reddit's one of the social medias I still use. I keep trying to get off it, but I also use it to like advertise my accounts. So But I thought it would be funny to say it, because irony, as you said. Oh, that bit needs clipping off here. But how are you doing, Clemoniac? So that clips into here. Like that. I imagine, yeah. Oh, gosh. I keep shaking the pot instinctively. It's like, no, it's a full pot, don't shake, it's got to go everywhere. Okay, there we go. You're doing good. Yeah! There we go. And then it wants me to put the other track on. Oh, this is going to go well, isn't it?
What's your thoughts on the Half-Life series?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was about to answer that, I forgot. I've only played Half-Life 1. I need to play Half-Life 2. I never actually finished it because we got to a level. I wasn't a big fan of the game. I liked the early part of the game, but as we went through, it definitely felt like an old game. A lot of the puzzles had aged to where they weren't feeling very fun. Oh yeah, that's it. The level that we ended up getting stuck on, and it was at the end of the stream anyway, I ended up Googling the answer. And the answer was so stupidly simple, I just didn't think about it. And what you were meant to do is, it's like a level, and there's like these big old spinning blades. And then there's like above them, it's like a bunch of wooden planks. And I immediately saw the wooden plank, was like, oh, I need to destroy them. But I saw the wooden blade, the big blades that were spinning. And I just assumed if I stepped onto them, I would die. And no, you're meant to step onto it and you float up. But yeah. I did find it a bit infuriating to play rather than fun. I have heard Half-Life 2 is really, really good though. And better than Half-Life 1. I did find the art style for Half-Life kind of nice. Black Mesa, then play Black Mesa. I've not played that one. I should play it, maybe. Maybe one day we'll get around to the Half-Life games. After we finally finish the Halo games. 37, 36. But look, we actually got a tank now. We can put a little person inside it. Hello. I'm in a tank. It's a neophyte with a heavy bolter. Basically a space marine. Black Mesa is a free. It's a fan. Oh, it's
Black
a fan
Mesa
remaster.
Is free. It's a fan remaster of Half-Life.
Oh, maybe I should give it a try then. Okay, so this goes like that. Oh, okay, that goes like that. I'll play it. I'll try to play that. I know there's like a couple, wasn't there another fan game of Half-Life that kind of became like an official spin-off game? I remember like people playing that. Why doesn't it want to go in properly? Oh, that's why. Bits of plastic still on it. Hunt Down for Freeman was another spin-off game. Oh. I also need to play for part 2. Did we actually play for part 2 games on stream? I can't remember. We might have, because I do have part 2. I know that Half-Life gave birth to Gary's mod, and Gary's mod is amazing. Okay, this goes over on that side. Just trying to fit some of these pieces on. This feels like maybe it should have been stuck on before sticking this thing on. There you go. Okay, once again, doesn't want to clip in perfectly. But I think this time might be an issue on the other side, being here. That one could be fairly qualified to be a game. For Hunt Down Freeman. Isn't it the one of the VR games was like officially made a thing for Half-Life? I was originally started as a fan project or something. Okay, those 2 bits go there. And then 39, 41, 38, okay. 40, 40, 39. So we got the barrels. The big explosive barrels that they put on the back of all of the super heavy tanks. That one was VR, Half-Life Alyx. Oh. Oh gosh, my hair's getting all caught up in the spoon now. I see heavy flamer parts here. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. For the tank regiment, I can't remember exactly how the tank regiment works. But I think it was 3 vanquishers, each with a last cannon and 2 multi-motors and a heavy stubber. And 2... I think it was 1 demolisher, again with 2 multi-motors and a last cannon. A punisher with 2 multi-motors and a heavy flamer. And then it was 2 or 3 exterminators with the same last cannon. No, heavy flamer and multi-motor build. There's a mod for Half-Life Alyx to play on a flat screen instead of VR. Ooh. That'd be good, because I don't have a VR headset. I don't really want to splurge out to get one. I don't even have the space to be able to use a VR headset properly. Like, I'd have to be sat down. My arms are too long. If I swing my arms in my bedroom, I'm going to hit something. Or pretty much any room of a house. It's like difficult working out. Okay, that goes there. I am way too tall. That's what you get for being tall, apparently. Oh gosh, my tummy's hurting me. What time is it? It's 2:15. Okay, I can't keep this up for too much longer.
This is all well and good, but these tanks are distinctly lacking plasma. You need to fix that. Overcharge is the only valid setting.
No,
there's a mod to unVR Half-Life, Alex.
Yeah, I know. You said flat screen. Mod. There you go. Which is cool. That does not... Why are they different? That does not feel right. Okay, 40, 39, 38, 38, 39, yeah. I guess it really does have a gap there. Why did you stick to this side but not for... No, I'm just gonna glue. Stop shaking the full glue pot, Cupcake. It's not a good idea. There we go. Okay, now that works. Why did it work on this one but not the other one? Maybe I just stuck it on wrong on the other one. Well... There we go. Glue these two things together. That's better. And then this clicks onto there. Clearly needs more glue. I suggest splashing instead of spreading. No. No. That wouldn't have fixed the issue. Oh, look, we got explosive barrels on the back. And then we'll make the other explosive barrel, which should not have been. You know, if they ever have a game like Bolt Gun or Space Marine 2, where you end up having to fight a Beyblade, the barrels at the back should be bright red, and if you shoot them, they explode and do lots of damage to the Beyblade. Did I just call it a Beyblade? Yes, because Beyblades are perfect. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, my everything hurts right now. What am I gonna have for tea today? I don't know. Should really have pasta I'm kind of feeling like a burger instead. I feel like a burger. Put me on a McDonald's menu because I feel like a burger. And I also feel overpriced. A McDonald's save a menu. Where you save no money.
Why not both?
Why not both? Because burger's expensive. And if you eat a burger today, then I can't eat a burger on Friday when we got a long stream. But I can, if I wanted to. Ow, why? It's so mean. Why did you do this to me? Okay, so you go like this onto there. Good, good, good. Yeet. Provide burgers to Cupcon. Don't throw burgers at my head. Here she got 2 burgers and some apples for healthiness. No, apples aren't good for me. Don't feed apples to to cupcakes. It's bad for us. They're fruit. They're full of fruity fruit fibers and stuff. Bad for my tummy tum-tums. There we go. Yep. Okay, that sticks there perfectly. Then go like this. And like this. And bing bang boom. Oh my goodness. It's another. Is that the right way? Maybe not. Maybe this is the right way. It's not. Why did I glue it before figuring out which way it goes on? There we go. Oh darn, it just fell off. More glue will fix. There we go. A tank.
You may be asking yourself if the "this would kill a medieval peasant" meme is valid. It is. All products were tested on Cupcake to verify.
No! What do I think about dogs? Dogs are okay. I'm not a dog person. I own cats. I own cats. I have cats. Oh my gosh, big old panel goes here. Looks like it goes just straight to cross. And then for other panel goes on with heavy bolters or heavy flamers. I feel like heavy bolters are just better than flamers. But what we need to do. I'm not a cat. I like cats. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. New recruit. Let me bring up my relic back. Oh no, it's a thief. It's detachment 3. That's a relic battle line. Oh, featured news. Master of a Bufford. Skaven Rise. Stream every episode of Sigmar's Tour right now. Oh. But let me go down through all of it. Failblade. Here we go. So we got heavy bolter, multi-melter for the pin tool weapon, heavy bolter for the front tool weapon, 2 laser destroyers for the side weapon, 4 strength 12, or 2 strength 14. Are they twin linked? They're not even twin linked. The laser destroyer is just straight up better than them. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should go heavy flamers because, you know, Black Templar, Flames of Purity.
Should we keep this stream away from political stuff?
Yes, please. Oh. There we go. Squitchy scritch. Okay, this goes here. And we want 2 heavy bolters, which go inside this thing. I'm flying. I'm sorry. Jump. Go down. Jump. Go down. It's good because it's a mess. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to add the little exhausty things on the bottom of the tank. Forgot to link the exhaust to the engine. Tank's gonna explode otherwise. There we go. Okay, that's 3 sprues have been completely emptied now. And if we put this like that, that fits perfectly. Inquisitor Y. It's just to stop spamming. There we go. There we go. 2 old things there. This goes here like that, and then I just stick 2 heavy bolters on it. Heavy flamer. Oh, there's a heavy bolters. Would the engine blow up if the exhaust wasn't connected properly? I would have thought it would have been like straight piping a car, so it would just be very loud. Not really sure about this, what would be like this tank. I think in real life, exhausts have multiple things going on. It's not just making it like muffling it with a muffler. It's also filtering it so that, you know, you don't put carbon monoxide in the air. And while I don't think the Imperium would be too bothered about that, I still don't think they'd be wanting to completely throw toxins in the soldiers' faces. Especially since, you know, the Imperium uses fuel that I imagine is even worse than ours today. Just because that's grimdark. Oh no,
In the
it
grim
looks...
darkness of the far future, we must be conscious of our carbon footprint. Wait, no, that's not how that goes.
No, I imagine they still wouldn't want to be throwing toxins into the faces of the soldiers, though. Because it's like, it's not about carbon footprint with the filters and stuff. It's about the actual chemical being flung into the air and like how deadly it can be. And like how quickly some of these fumes can cause damage to someone by breathing it in. I imagine the Imperium has even worse stuff than what we do, so... I'm looking at it. It looks like it's got filters and stuff on it, so... I also just don't know how, like, the tanks and stuff work in the Imperium. Maybe it works nicely, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Yeah, they don't need to be doing that. Just get the Gargan on that. It's much more effective. Look at this here. I wish the turrets had like some mobility to them, but it's fine. Ooh, you then put like something. This is where the little cap comes in. This bit.
Do you know the SCP Foundation?
Yes, I do know about SCP stuff. I don't know a lot of SCPs. Oh, and when it spins, yeah. Just have to be careful not to glue it in. Just get glue on all the other parts, but not the turret. Do you know of GLC? I don't think so. Oh, that sits there pretty nicely. It's meant to go on there perfectly though. What's getting in the way? I guess it's on it well now. And then we've got a giant piece here. A pizza plate. I want a pizza. Oh, now I want pizza. But if I wanted pizza, I'd have to have made one myself. No, I actually would struggle on a medieval peasant diet though, because medieval peasant diets were very high in grains and, you know, things like vegetables and fruits, very fibrous diets, which probably meant that they had a lot of stomach problems, especially in children. And they didn't have that much meat in the diet for a lot of them. Some of them did. But I require a very carnivorous diet. I just thought about it. You were talking about peasants before. GOC is part of the SCP universe, global occult coalition, similar to the Foundation, but UN. Oh, okay. Didn't know about that. Okay, now that's cool. That sits together really prettily. Oh, yeah. Okay, there is a little bit of feedback here, something pushing out. Oh, yeah, it's just little bits like there where it needs to be trimmed. Yeah, having just like a cheap hobby knife like this. This hobby knife, I don't think it costs much at all, and it has been a workhorse for me. It's helped me with my mangaka, it's helped me with Warhammer.
This foodstuff would kill one modern cupcon. It's a loaf of sourdough bread.
Mutton and barley. Hi, Justin S. Yeah, my diet is actually very similar to what you'd expect to feed a dog or a cat. In terms of like what I can and can't eat. Again, it doesn't want to sit perfectly. What's the issue here? The issue might be with this part of the tank.
What you think about airships?
Airships? Airships are okay, I guess. Never been a huge airship like Zeppelins and stuff fan. Although they are cool when they like appear like the Pridwin in Fallout 4. Oh wait, you were here before, Justin S. I don't know why I'm saying hi to you again. Okay, that was a bit of a chunk taken out there. Right. Oh! No, it sits neatly on this side, but if it does, it rises on this side. Okay, where's the gaps coming from here? Oh, maybe it's because this doesn't sit pretty at the moment. Or it sits nicely there, yeah, it rises slightly here. So maybe that's the problem. This hasn't been cut down properly. Looks like it has. Okay, let's check with inside here. Okay, whatever. Now, does this one go on first or second? It doesn't. No, it definitely goes on first. Second, sorry. Okay, we'll try gluing this in. She still denies that she's a cat, but every time she says something, she feels herself to be more cat-like. It's true. But, look. Just because I'm kind of cat-like sometimes doesn't mean I'm actually a cat. Not even an uncommon, what's it called? Health issue. Some people just have a natural tendency.
The closest she's ever come to SCP content is an SCP vid on the Discord Gus Spooky Month. You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Yeah, I know that. There's a... We did play Voices of a Void, which reminded me a lot of SCP, you know, horror type games and stuff. Okay, we're gonna have to just hold this in place for a little bit. Do I have anything heavy just to put on top of it to keep it down?
You don't recognize the bodies in the water.
I do recognize the bodies in the water. That's Jeffrey. I put him there. Yeah, I'm not much of a horror game person. Not really afraid of horror stuff, it's just never been really my cup of tea. Sometimes enjoy a bit of, you know, analog horror. Just for the aesthetic. It's a nice aesthetic. I love the noise of static. I love some of the, you know, the ship horn noises they use in horror games as well. We also use those noises in a bunch of action films. Like... Just throw some glue at this. Keep it glued down. Yeah. You have doomed yourself. Say you don't recognize the bodies in the water. You know, when it comes to SCPs, I'm like the best SCP. Wait, you have different classes of SCPs, don't you? What about a cupcake that can conjure herself into existence even if she's moved from existence? and can turn others into cupcakes and conjure cupcakes from nothingness. And the cupcakes are sentient. Would that be like a super SCP, or would that just be like a kind of meh SCP? So 53 goes here. Like that. Add. Oh no. I'll wait for you to come back with the add before I re-ask the question. $54. You're back. Hi, back. I'm Cupcake. Now, how would an SCP rate that it's a cupcake, can change its form, can conjure itself into existence even if it doesn't exist any longer, and can turn others into cupcakes? Sentient cupcakes, that is. What would be the rating of that SCP? You're like a non-dangerous Eclid class. Not a threat, but somewhat difficult to contain. What do you mean, not a threat? I could turn your planet. I could do a Mr. Fundles on you. Have you seen Rick and Morty, Mr. Fundles? Except instead of biting, I'm just turning things into cupcakes. You can't liquidate me. We could placate you. Okay, yeah, never mind. With cola, it's fine. If you liquidate me, all I would do is just conjure myself back into existence. If you try to contain me somewhere, I'll just conjure myself somewhere else. That's like my law. Technically, I'm in the 1920s. In a different universe. Where cola was banned in the 1920s, and I fought against the cola prohibition. There we go. Oh, yeah! It looks like a tank, it doesn't have a turret yet. But I think, unfortunately, that's kind of all we have time for today. Because I have another stream later and I need to get food before it. And get ready. Magic. Now, how would be? Do you know where you got that theory that the main character in the SCP games is an SCP that can like just reload itself?
Smash tank, breaks tank, and does 4 hours of work.
No! This baby. This tank can fit so many Marines in it. Look at him. He can go right inside it. Oh, wait. He can poke his little head out. Oh, it's got a heavy bolt. Oh, that's cool. Only got the heavy bolt to here. You can just see it spinning. Yeah. Now, this is a decent sized model. Oh, wait, there's one piece I didn't put on. There's a piece right here that I've completely missed. We'll put it on. Yeah, this actually fits together a lot nicer than a lot of other tanks and stuff that I've put together in the past on Games Workshop. It's always difficult trying to build and make tanks for Games Workshop, so I will give them that sort of thing. It's making tanks like these that are meant to be playable, meant to have moving parts and resistant to breakages, are meant to be in multiple pieces where they can be injection molded, cut out and then put together. I think one of the main reasons why they're tank making has gotten so much better now is that the newer machines have a much higher tolerance of like, I think maybe the plastic itself, because there always used to be a thing of every single piece, like for old pieces, and you still see this if you buy some of the really old sets, like the old world ones, where there was always a chance that a piece would be a little smaller than it was meant to be or something like that. Or like had become a bit deformed or something. Not greatly, just tiny bit. But it was a little bit noticeable. And with vehicles, this meant that a vehicle that should go together perfectly ended up having gaps and stuff in it. Or, you know, pieces don't fit together as well as they should do. But I've had no issues with this. Every single piece has fit smoothly. Every single piece that is meant to be like really tightly fitting is tightly fitting without being too loose or too tight. And it's nice. Hi, Douglas Pendergraft. How you doing? Are you building a tank? Yeah! Big hugs to you too, and big love hearts to you all. That's not a tank, that's a turreted APC. What do you mean it's a turreted? It's not an APC, it can't transport people. Well, it can transport its crew. So it is a tank, it's a super heavy battle tank. It doesn't transport. It's got 2 side turrets. It's going to have another big gun here. That's like the turret on other bigger, smaller vehicles, sorry. Another weapon here, and then another weapon here. And it's super heavy armored. We are at 13 viewers. Yeek. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Big hearts to you, big hugs. I've got a stream later today where we are going to, what are we going to be doing? 12. You don't need to mention for viewers, Exodus. Where we're going to, it's a member stream later today. And then next time I'm trying to get a video out tomorrow. And next time we're going to be streaming, it's going to be RimWorld. We're going to be playing the Gobos on Friday. Yeah. And I might finish this guy off stream because there's not much left. So I'll post the pics on Discord and stuff. Big love hearts to you all. Goodbye. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to work hard but play harder. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others and vice versa. Eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat the cupcakes because they're friends, not food. Yuck. Wee. Ah. Love you all.